Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashita Rashita Shimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashita Rashita Shimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashita Rashita Shimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashita Rashita Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashita Rashita Shishimar Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa no Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Balabhatirtha Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Baladevi Jabushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gora Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jai Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Shri Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyasdev ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi ki jai. Jai Shri Vyāsa-pūjā ki jai. Shri Guru Puja ki jai. Guru Purnima ki jai. Jai Shri Chaturmasya Vrat ki jai. Vrat Palan Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai, the Gauḍīya magazine of Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Goswami Prabhupāda ki jai, all of his periodicals ki jai, all the periodicals of all of his followers ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Hari. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. So we are today on this most auspicious day of Guru Purnima, the appearance day of Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyas, the disappearance day of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad, the first day of Chaturmasya. It also happens to be Sunday, which is the day we usually have our Dainik Nadia Prakash readings. But today we are going, instead of Dainik Nadia Prakash, we're going to be reading from the Gauḍīya. Is it weekly, right? Is it weekly magazine by Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Goswami Prabhupāda? And so everything that we're reading today, like actually all of our Sunday programs, but yeah, everything that we're reading today Nobody has seen them in English yet, except for Shivasu who translated them, and everybody here now. You're the first people able to see these jewels that were published. I don't know what is it. This magazine is from what is it? It's 12 issues of the Gauḍīya from 1924 to 1936. These are
Yes.
so we're going. And before that, Srivas has, before we actually get into these, we're going to be reading the Vyāsa-pūjā offerings by all the different disciples, all the different mats that they offered to Śrīla, and like senior disciples and everything that they offered to Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupāda, all their Vyāsa-pūjā offerings, and his responses to them. But before that, Srivas has something very special that also that we're going to start off with an article by Śrīla Gurudev and another article. And anyways, today is going to be a very special program. And also, I'm not going to put a time limit on this program. We're just going to take as long as we like. So if anybody needs to go, that's totally fine. And you could always watch the rest later on YouTube. This is all being streamed on YouTube. So you don't need to worry about missing anything if you have to go. All right. Oh, we should start with the Mangala Charan. So let me just share my screen and then I'll hand it over to Srivas after that. Oh, and just another thing, I think after this program, because in this program now, we're not going to have time to read anything about Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī Prabhupāda. And so I thought later on after this program, I'll mention what time I start, maybe like an hour after we've ended this program. Then I will go live again to read about Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī Prabhupāda. All right. So let's do the Mangala Charan and then we'll start. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Śrī Siddhanta Sarasvatī. I don't know, I can't say all of a sudden. Śrī Siddhānta Sarasvatī Vidito Gauḍīya Gurvan Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukam Pradat Prabhum Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. So that was the pranam mantra to Śrīla Rupa Goswami. We should do the pranam mantra to Śrīla Sanatana Goswami. 1 second, let me just, here it is. Okay. I'll read the translation also after. This is from Raghunath Das Goswami's Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā, verse 6. Vairagya yug bhakti rasam prayatnair apayayan mam anabhipsumandham kripam budhirya paradukha dukhi sanatanastang prabhumashrayami. I was unwilling to drink the nectar of bhakti ras laced with renunciation, but Śrīla Sanatana Goswami, being an ocean of mercy, who cannot tolerate the suffering of others, induced me to drink it. Therefore, I take shelter of Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī. And I was just saying a pranam mantra to Vyasadeva in this Bengali Gauḍīya Giti Gucha, but I don't have it translated and ready yet. So anyhow, whatever. Jai Vyasadeva. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vrishabhanusutanvitavamatanum yamuna tatanagarananda sutam murali kalagita vinoraparang bhaja godruma kanana kunja vidum smara gaura gadadara keli kalam bhava gaura gadadara paksha chara Shrinu gaura gadadara charu kathang bhaja godruma kanana kunja vidum tavai vasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Shiptashtakamaaditaranga madhe Kripa maitvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All right, so let's see all who is here. Pranams Sarveshwari Mataji, Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Rukmini Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, Champak Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Adam Salman, Rasapriya, Amita Dandekar, and yeah, and Raseshwari Mataji again. All right, and I see a bunch of other people, but I don't see your names because there aren't comments. If you write a comment, then I'll see who you are. But Hare Krishna. All right, so I already did the intro. I'm going to just hand it over to Srivas now. Oh, and let me get up on my screen so that I'm going to share it this time so that Srivas can just focus on reading, and then I can stop sharing whenever there's any discussion easily. Wait, one second, just getting it.
You got the new file that I sent you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I got it. I tried downloading it. Yeah, all right.
So it's this is a article from the Sri Bhagavad Patrika, Year 3, Issue 10. And it's a short little article by our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Gosvāmī Maharaj. And thought it quite appropriate. It's quite short, but appropriate for today as it focuses on glorifying Śrī Vyāsadeva. All right, you have it up. Okay, great. So, starts out with the methodology of conducting Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā. The great festival of Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā or Śrī Guru Puja, commemorating the appearance day of Nitya-lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, crown jewel among the clan of swan-like saintly personalities and the spiritual master of the whole world, has been ceremoniously concluded in all the branches of Śrī Gauḍīya Vedanta Samiti. The festival was celebrated under the guidance of Śrī Gauḍīya Vedanta Samiti's founder, Gauḍīya Vedanta Acharya Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Gosvāmī Maharaj, who in present times is the guardian of that supremely pure lineage comprised of the followers of Śrī Rupa Gosvāmī, and who fulfills the cherished desires of Śrīla Ṭhākura Babaji Maharaj, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Śrīla Gaura Babaji Maharaj, and Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupāda. The Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā conducted by Śrī Gauḍīya Vedanta Samiti has a distinctive speciality. It observes the very same methodology as that adopted by Śrī Nityananda Prabhu in his worship of Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the house of Srivas Pandit, known as Vyāsa Panchak. Jagat Guru Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Prabhupāda himself extracted, with great difficulty, this same methodology, Vyāsa Panchak, from the Govardhan Mutt of the Shankar Sampradaya in Puri. Maybe I should say retrieved. It was then corrected and expanded by the seventh Goswami, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This method of worship was published when Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Goswami was still present in this world, but practice of it did not become prevalent. I'm curious, so Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur got it from the Govardhan Mutt in Puri and then gave it to Bhaktivinoda Thakur to edit. It sounds like there's an interesting story there that we might never hear. Sarasvatī Thakur going to the Mayavadi Mutt and getting their Vyāsa-pūjā Paddhati.
Yeah, very interesting.
I can't see this.
Sorry. I'm not doing my job very well.
After the departure of Śrīla Prabhupada, however, his most beloved Om Vishnupad Śrī Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, by firmly inaugurating and propagating this practice, fulfilled the heartfelt desire of Śrīla Prabhupada and thus established the topmost ideal of Śrī Guru Seva. This activity is more valuable and significant than constructing a large temple for Śrīla Prabhupada. Śrīla Prabhupada, in his own words, has confirmed this. We have not come into this world to become craftsmen of wood and stone. We are exclusively peons of the message of Śrī Chaitanya Dev. Therefore, the epitome of Guru Seva is to fill Śrī Guru's heartfelt desire to preach his message throughout the whole world. The meaning of Vyāsa and Śrī Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyāsa. The word Vyāsa means to expand. In other words, the person who compiled, divided, and edited the Vedas, who authored the most valuable scriptures like 18 Puranas, the 5th Veda, Mahabharata, Vedanta Darshan, Vedanta Sutra, and Srimad Bhagavatam, who himself traveled throughout the world, illuminating it with the light of knowledge realized in his samadhi.
Sorry, I'm just making it a little bit smaller. I made it too big.
Okay.
That would make it easier, I think, for you, right? Sorry.
There we go. Thus expanding ubiquitously the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Bhagavan, sorry for the there, is renowned in the Indian dialects as Śrī Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyāsa. You'll notice this translation hasn't been fully edited. There's some commas and stuff in the wrong places. Śrī Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyāsa is not an ordinary poet or author, nor is he just a karmi or a jnani, nor is he a ordinary bhakta. He is a Shaktiavesh avatar, nor is he a bhakta. He is a Shaktiavesh avatar, an empowered manifestation of the Supreme Lord. And he descended to this world out of his own accord, his heart having melted with compassion upon seeing the destitute state of the conditioned souls. He has manifested so many scriptures for the benefit of mankind that it is not possible for one person to complete reading all of them in one lifetime. There is no subject in this material world that cannot be found in the literature manifested by Śrī Vyāsadeva. The codes of religion, politics, and society, as well as poetry, grammar, meter, astrology, philosophy, science, and so forth. Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Gita are respected by every community in the world, whether its peoples are educated or uneducated, rich or poor. The human heart, terrified and agitated by a destructive society, is in search of fearlessness and peace. Only the eternal and transcendental message of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Gita can provide these two necessities of the human race. These two scriptures contain the most astonishing solutions to all the problems of each and every soul residing anywhere in the world in any age. Ancient India led the entire world for a long time solely on the strength of the words of Śrī Vyāsa-deva. Although India today has virtually lost all its ancient external glory, thus lagging behind other countries in all areas, economic, societal, political, and scientific, nonetheless, on the strength of its ancient culture and principles, the ethics and values of which Śrī Vyāsa-deva is the very foundation, India is still holding its head high in the world. If Śrī Vyāsa-deva is separated from Indian culture, from Indian theology, and from Indian philosophy, then India becomes devoid of any essence, like a temple without a deity or a body without a soul. Powerful, huh? External advancement and internal deterioration. Nowadays, all the nations of the world are fully occupied in implementing plans to manufacture and develop. Why should India be left behind? While on one hand, agriculture, commerce, handicrafts, and various industries are being developed, on the other hand, the evils of bribery, fraud, theft, robbery, exploitation, corruption, and the threats and fear of murder and war cause the human heart much pain and agitation. Though external and material progress is visible, spiritual and moral values are rapidly deteriorating day by day. While on one side there is an uproar for world peace, nonviolence, and the principles of Panchashil, the peace treaty between India and China, at the same time, cows, which are the emblem of Indian culture, other animals, and countless humans on the stage of political wars are being massacred. In our opinion, the so-called educated and advanced society of today is proving itself to be far more destructive and ruthless than the illiterate and barbaric forest tribes of any millennium. India, too, is engaged in this external development with all its capacity. New schools and colleges are being opened, new dams are being constructed, new industries are being established, new roads are being built, and new research laboratories are being founded. But in spite of all this, hardly any positive fruit is visible. There is still a scarcity of food and proper education, and malpractices and immorality are rampant. Corruption is everywhere. What is the reason for all this? If we deliberate on this sincerely, we will realize that although we are giving importance to external and material development, due to thinking such external advancement to be the source of all peace and happiness, we are completely neglecting internal or spiritual development and disregarding ancient Indian culture, its values and principles. We should not forget that Śrī Vyāsa-deva alone is the foundation of Indian culture and spiritualism. The construction of a new India devoid of this internal or spiritual development is like a marriage party without the groom. Therefore, unless India learns to pay respect to the teachings of Śrī Vyāsa-deva and offer him worship, for it to hope for true advancement or real welfare is like expecting fruit from a dried up tree. Eternal peace and happiness is only possible by worshipping Śrī Vyāsa-deva, which means following his teachings. It is evident that India's materialistic outlook on development is absolutely external and incomplete. The question worth contemplating now is this: what is the true welfare or real goal, and by what means is it to be achieved? Śrī Vyāsa has said that none of the following achievements, such as the post of Brahma, the kingdom of heaven, the emperorship of this world, the kingdom of lower planets, attaining superhuman yoga perfections, or even attaining liberation, is the topmost goal and worth achieving. Na paramishtyam na mahendradishyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va mayarpitat mechati mad binanyat. Those who have surrendered their hearts to me do not desire the positions of Brahma or Indra, sovereignty over the whole earth, kingdom of the lower planets, mystic perfection such as anima, or even the state of liberation. They desire nothing but me. Instead, Śrī Vyāsa considers that service to Śrī Krishna, or attaining Krishna Prem, is the topmost goal for all living souls. It is his teaching that the soul is a conscious being. The eternal constitutional position, sarup, of a living being is that of a servant of Bhagavan. This alone is his true nature and is called the dharma of an entity. The root cause of entanglement in this world and the root cause of all the material miseries is solely the wrong application of this constitutional nature, or dharma. All birds and animals, plants, creepers, grass, etc., are our kinsmen, our relatives. It is our duty to liberate them from the clutches of Maya. This alone is the source of peace and eternal happiness. Modern society wishes to attain peace and happiness through worldly means and material advancement. But if we glance through the history of bygone ages, we realize that material affluence is never the source of true welfare. In fact, in most cases, material affluence becomes an impediment on the path of true welfare. India will therefore have to turn to the teachings of Śrī Vyāsadeva. Unless the wisdom to distinguish spirit from non-spirit awakens, unless one gains knowledge about what is conscious and what is not, and unless one does not relinquish all dharma related to one's body and mind and engage in exclusive service to Śrī Bhagavan, the topmost welfare cannot be obtained. As instructed by Śrī Vyāsa, the means to attain this topmost welfare is Harinam Sankirtan. In his scriptures, he has repeated this fact multiple times. Therefore, if we are to become truly exalted, our first and foremost duty is to learn to worship Śrī Vyāsadeva. He is the life heir of Indian culture and civilization. Not only India, but the whole world is eternally indebted to him and shall remain so forever. Therefore, our foremost duty is to accept our indebtedness to him and worship him. To worship him means to realize the greatness of his teachings and practice them in our own life, thereby building our own character, our society, and our nation. In this way, gradually cultivating a connection with the supreme reality, Paramattattva, by engaging in Hari Bhajan, the living being can make progress on the path of sadhan and gradually attain Krishna Prem, the topmost goal of human life. So,
when was this article written again?
Year 3 of Bhagavad Patrika. I didn't put the year there. I have to find that.
You don't need to look, but it must have been like the early 60s then, right?
In 50s. I think it's still the 50s.
Oh, 50s. Oh, it's still 50s. Oh, yeah, of course.
But yeah, very, very still, of course, very relevant, and just really makes it so clear the importance of Śrī Vyāsadeva. What was it? India would be like an empty temple without him. It would be like a marriage party with no groom, a dried up tree. It's almost, yeah, he's the foundation of the culture. So very important day today to worship him, remember his contribution, and all the Vyasa Acharyas, Vyasa Anugat Acharyas following in his tradition. So from here, we could go to the Vyāsa-pūjā articles, because they start out with nice kirtans. They're mostly glorifying Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur on his appearance day. I feel like, but it's the responses that Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur has to those offerings that are most like enlightening and wonderful. And he talks a lot about Vyasadeva and the Guru Parampara.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's also nice to see the offerings that they make that he's responding to, because then it's also relevant for today, because we're seeing the ideal way to worship Shri Guru on this day also, right?
Okay. Okay, so we can start with that. I think the first one is a kirtan.
And Śrī Vyāsa, if you like, you could just have it on your own Word doc. Like, I'm not sure if it's difficult to like read from my screen. Like, you can have control. Okay.
I think this is a kirtan by Paramananda Prabhu, who was one of very senior disciple of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur, early disciple. I think he's the one behind renovating the Sri Gaur temple in Ritudvip and many other services. And this is a kirtan he's written here.
Oops, 1 second. He was one of the very first, wasn't he? Like very first disciples? Yeah. Was he the very first or just one of the very first?
Not sure.
Not the very first, I don't think.
Okay.
But very early.
1 second. Sorry, I'm just I think single page scrolling. Okay, got it. How should we do this? Would it be nice, like I could sing it with Mridanga and then you read the translation, we go back and forth like that?
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Okay, cool. And if it's weird, it doesn't work out, then we can not do that, but let's try it out. All right. Shri Guru Prashasti, praise of Shri Guru. O Gaura Priyatama Acharya Saro. Wait, I'll do 2 lines and then read the translation, or 1 verse and then you read the translation?
Oh, 1 verse is good, okay.
Okay. O Gaura Priyatama Acharya Saro, He Dina Sharana Bhakata Hriday, Ami ki jani tomar Mahima apar, Tumi Bhakata Vatsala, O Bhakti Rasamoy.
Beloved of Gaura in the form of preceptor, O shelter of the wretched, heart of the devotees, what can I know? Your glories are boundless. You are affectionate to the devotees and full of devotional mellow.
Bhava Mahad Tavada Dahane Poriya, Jara Dukha Pai Shri Krishna Buliya. O Tahader Dukha Dur, Tahader Dukha Dura Kori Bare, Eshecho Ekhane, Tumi Doyamoy.
Falling into the great blaze of material existence, those who get sorrow, having forgotten Sri Krishna, to dispel their sorrow, you have come here, O merciful one.
Hari Priyatama Jai Vaishnava Jan, Jagate Ojini Hoy Sarvottama, Tar Upasana Chilo Na Chilo Na Tai Tomar Prabhave Jagate Uday.
Those Vaishnavas who are dearly beloved to Hari, who are even the topmost, the world over, their worship was not there. And so by your influence, it arose for the world, or in the world.
Jai Shri Kule Hok Vaishnava Uday, Vipragan Puja Mahaprabhu Kor, Shri Chaitanya Adesha Prachari Vishesh, Udale Bhakter Nishana Vijay.
Whatever family a Vaishnava appears in, Mahaprabhu says they are worshipful to the Brahmanas. That order of Chaitanya you preach especially. You have flown the victory flag of the devotees.
I think I'm doing this in the wrong meter. It's Let me try again, something else. Tridanda sanyas shastrera vihita Gauḍīya bhruvato tahana janito prabhu apanaya chari shikale sabare shuddha varnashrama sadhana upay. Sorry about that.
Triple staff mendicancy is substantiated by ancient scripture. The so-called Gauḍiyas did not know that. Master, the Gauḍīya Bhruva, did not know that. Master, you yourself practiced, then taught everyone the means to achieve pure caste and station.
Bhogera vasana jara kamya karma mukti vanchayadi jata chala dharma tava tibra prativade duragata yeve gauranga nagari pashandi palai.
Material desires, mundane desirable activities, hankering for liberation, and all other deceptive religion, by your forceful refutations, all are now dispelled. Gauranga Nagari heretics flee.
Shri Chandra Shekhara Acharya Bhavana Prakashita Thai Shri Mata Stapan Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Giridhari Radha Kunda Tate Nitya Lilamoy.
At the site of Sri Chandra Shekhara Acharya's home, you manifested there the establishment of Shri Mat, Shri Guru, Gauranga, Radha and Giridhari, eternally plain on the banks of Radha Kund.
Vrindavana Bheda Navadvipa Dhama Parikramatar Shuddha Bhakti Nam Nila Shakti Rupa Dhamera Mahima Bhujale Jivere Nija Karunaya.
The land of Navadvip is non-different from Vrindavan. Its circumambulation, pure devotion, and the holy name, the glories of the Dham, as the form of Nila Shakti. Out of your compassion, you made the living entities understand these things.
Anubhashayar sajana toshani Vaishnava Siddhanta Kalyane Rakhani Lupta Grantha Raji Prakashi Jatane Bahu Siddhanta Yamrite Shodhile Hriday.
Your Anubhashya commentary and Sajjantoshini magazine, mines of Vaishnava philosophy and good fortune. The lost sacred texts you went to great effort to publish. You cleansed hearts with the nectar of profuse Siddhanta.
Shri Jiva Gosvāmī Dasara Gunata Rupanugajan Narottama Sata Eder Charane Aparadi Jane Kokono Charane Nadile Ashray.
Shri Jiva Goswami and Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, the followers of Shri Rupa Goswami, with Narottam, people who made offenses to their feet, never did you give them shelter at your feet.
Kripa karo Prabhu patita pavana tina jana shire dharo ducharan dite upahar kiache amar shakaloy to diye tomai.
Have mercy, Master, Savior of the fallen. Place your 2 feet on the head of this fallen person. What do I have to give you as a gift? I have given everything to you.
Tavayanugata jugala bhajana vina kichu nahi jane akinchana jivane marane nitya vrajadame Tava seva vina kichu nahi chai.
Worship of the divine couple under your guidance. Aside from this pauper knows nothing. In birth and death, in the eternal abode of Braj, I want nothing other than your service. Dina Paramananda, Dina Das Paramananda.
Beautiful. So then, what is it? Śrīla Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda writes a response to this, then, right?
No, that comes like several offerings later.
Okay.
There's another kirtan from someone from the mutt in Calcutta. Then there's quite a long article. Yeah, also from the Calcutta mutt.
Okay, so should we go through this one? What you tell me? What do you think?
Deva Prasiddha Deshabe Nedashas. Yeah, we could read this. So it's a short little kirtan. It starts out with a Sanskrit Mangalacharan. Deva Prasiddha Deshabe Ni Dasaste Pratayante Charanabja Sidun Panchash Shadda Abde Pragate Prapanchavir Bhava Jivo Dharanasya Tevai. Lord, be pleased now on this auspicious day. This servant prays for the nectar of your feet on the 50th year of your appearance in this world to deliver the living entities. And I could just read the translations to this next one, it's a short one. Manifesting compassion to deliver the living entities, you've come to this world. You are not mortal, Master. Half a century has been filled today. You are absorbed in eternal time in Goloka. As the Lord's associate in conjugal service, the beloved of Mukunda, Guru, this is your renown. The world's beings are absorbed in what is not rasa. As connoisseurs, they delude themselves in mundanity, rasika bhave, nijare rasika bhave. They think themselves connoisseurs. Or else they decorate themselves as Almighty God. To dispel that blunder, Lord, were your efforts. Man's great fortune was in your arrival. Kutilir klesh hai tava abhyuday. The crooked are afflicted at your appearance. The hearts of the simple play in the waves of hope. Today I understand that sorrow of mine goes away. The which Maya's bonds I understand are cut away. Cooler than millions of moons, those lotus feet. In their shade, Lord, to be pampered, I have chosen. So what fear of Maya is there? On today's day, Lord, a faithful follower offering, faithful flower offering, I will give at your feet. Lord of my mind, I beg your grace at your lotus feet. I'm just looking at the next article. So it outlines Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur's appearance, the significance of his appearance, and then some of his contributions. But I'd really like to go ahead to where Sarasvatī Thakur begins to speak, because we're familiar with different glorifications of Śrīla Prabhupada, but it's his responses that are absolutely really mind-blowing, his humility. And this first one was published before, published this on Big Drum. It's quite short. And it's on page 24 of this document, Pratisambhashan.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. Okay, I have it up.
There's a few errors in this, so I'll just correct as we go. So Pratisambhashan, this was on the occasion of his Vyāsa-pūjā in 1924. I've said written here, but this also could have been a class that he gave. I think it was written though. And this is the first time I've seen, we've always heard that he referred to his disciples as Vipad Udaran Bandhav, right? My friends delivering me from catastrophe. This is the first time I ever saw it used in writing. He begins with that, my friends delivering me from catastrophe. Before saying anything, I am, in adoption of the Shrotapat, the path of what has been heard in disciplic succession, offering obeisance with all 8 bodily limbs, like a stick, to my Sri Gurudev, who is a manifestation inconceivably identical to and different from Sri Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. My Sri Gurudev is the manifester of pastimes as the Ashray Jatiya Vishnu Vigraha, the omnipresent form of Vishnu as subject or repository and agent of Prem. Though he is the form of Vishnu that is beloved to Bhagavan, Bhagavat Priyatama Vishnu Vigraha, in the form of a Vaishnava, he is Bhagavat Priyatama Vishnu Vigraha. He is situated in this material world within all living entities, for the purpose of elevating fallen wretches such as myself. This is where we start to see, like, Sarasvatī Thakur is speaking like from just pure like Mahabhagavat vision. In Nara, human form, which presents as the king of living creatures, he is my sole object of worship, upasya vastu, right? Because we worship Krishna as a Naravat also. Though as Narottam, he is a Vaishnava, or the servant of the supremely cherished object of all Vaishnavas. He is a tattva that is inconceivably one with and different from Shri Gaur Sundar. From the perspective of non-difference, he is the embodiment of the pinnacle of all that is worshipful. Upasya parakashta tanu. The visible world is occupied, vyasta, in his service. Yet nara, humans, such as myself, who are opposed to service, are content to desist, nirasta, at simply referring to him as Narottam. The devotees of that Narottam are the Naragana, human multitudes of Vaishnavas, and therefore they themselves are manifest as my Guru in many personified forms. His language in the original Bengali is very, very difficult to translate. Every line of his is like a sutra that you have to like unravel. Actually, I think when we go to the next article and read in the Bengali, it'll be helpful, I think, for people even just to hear the original Bengali. This next is really interesting point he makes. Anvay and Vyatirek. In the Anvay Bhav, positive concordant state of reality, they are indeed my Guru Varga, all my gurus and my teachers. In the Vyatirek Bhav, negative, discordant state, in a phase of time that is conducive for their bhajan, somehow or other, it is they who are preoccupied with hearing the rambling utterances of such a wretched Naradhama, human as myself. So that's his vision, that in an alternate reality, in the Anvay Bhav, they're all my Guru Varga, they're all my teachers, they're all perfectly liberated souls, and they're my teachers, the expansions of my Gurudev. In this reality that I'm living is the Vyatirek Bhav, is the negative, discordant state or phase of time. But this is conducive for their bhajan. It's like they're engaged in a pastime of discovering bhajan, and somehow they're listening to me. I believe that it is in their company alone that I am capable of performing kirtan in a single, unified fashion, altogether, of the divine message I have heard from Sri Gurudev. I do not have the audacity to give any instruction to the world. Why? Because the tattva principle of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas is eternally unique, nitya vaishisht. In other words, Though they are eternally possessed of mutual differences, they are, in an inconceivable manner, identical. I have heard from Sri Gurudev that all upasya, worshipable deities, all categories and classes of upasaks, worshippers, and all types of upasana are, within the non-dual absolute truth, Advai Gyan, Brajendra Nandan, the son of the king of Braj, eternally embraced or unified, Nitya Sangshlishta. Love that word, Sangshlishta. Yet at the same time, though they are Nitya Sangshlishta, they are eternally endowed with a variegated range of playful expression, Vichitra Vilas Yukta, that results from the state of their manifestation, their prakartya. Said Nitya Lila, those eternal pastimes endowed with variegated playful expressions, are what has been forgotten by me and other jival entities like me who are averse to Hari Guru and Vaishnavas. And because of that, we have become bhrashta, gone astray, from that Nitya Satya, that eternal truth. What is more, I cannot lift myself up enough to understand properly just how far gone astray I am. In my eternal awareness, Nitya Bodha, I am Krishna's servant. Having forgotten my eternal servitude, I have fallen into the well of a whirlpool when it comes to gaining some experience of my own true form and nature. In the course of such a plummet, my experience of Tatashta Shakti enters a state of slumber. I then experience aversion to the service of the omnipotent absolute truth, Brajendra Nandan, as my supreme accomplishment. Because that attitude contradicts the eternal transcendental variegation of playful expressions, Nitya Chinmay Vilas Vichitrata, I mistake Mayavad, impersonal monism, for Brahmagyan, knowledge of the Supreme Being. That manner of philosophy propels me down an ill-considered path and is depriving me for all time of Sri Gurudev's eternal servitude. That is why I am failing to understand Bhedha Bhed Prakash, the manifestation of simultaneous oneness and difference in my own existence. We hear of Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur, we read about him, we read his words, and we think, oh, he was so strong in cutting Mayavad. But his own personal perception was that Mayavad was, like you can see, it was affecting him. The devotee speaks from utter humility, right? It's just, for me, this is mind-blowing. The three Vedic mantras beginning with Dwa Suparna, 2 birds, are not becoming the subject of my kirtan. When Bheda Bhed Prakash is unmanifest in my amnesia of my Swarup, is precisely where Bheda Bhed Prakash is unmanifest in my amnesia of my Swarup, is precisely where I am making an offense at the worshipful feet of Sridhar Swami Pad, who is non-different from the sole protector of bhakti, Sri Vishnu Swami Pad. Sri Vishnu Swami initiated 700 sannyasis in the Nrsimha mantra, and they spread Vaishnavism all over India 200 years before Jesus. Mistaking the conceptions of Shuddha Dvaita, purified monism, with Kevala Dvaitavad, I am being deprived of tasks of service dear to my Prana Vallabha, who is the beloved of my very life heir. So that's a reference to Vallabhacharya, I believe. Cheated of following Śrī Vyāsa's guidance, I become bereft of Bhaktisiddhānta, the proper conclusions of bhakti, and invite avidya, ignorance. And it is thereby that I find myself to be a mundane enjoyer and deliberator, bewildered by arrogance, who is giving up the Shota path, the path of what I have heard from Sri Guru. That is precisely why I am becoming Avedic, non-Vedic, and giving more regard to the considerations of karma, thereby committing offenses at the feet of the Vaishnavas. I am coming to understand that the Pancharatra Paddhati formulary spoken by Sri Narayan is at odds with the Shrota Karma Paddhati, the traditions of Karma Kanda as received via hearing, i.e. the Vedas. So becoming non-Vedic, or forgetting the true message of the Vedas and becoming more involved in Karma Kanda, then what happens to the soul is start to become more smarta than a Pancharatric Vaishnava. By seeing the worshipful deities Sankarshan, Pradumna, and Aniruddha as different from Vasudeva and his tattva, I am reaping inauspiciousness for myself. As I make offenses at the feet of Shandilya, my perception of Kevaladvaita, extreme monism, is becoming stronger. The much-needed aid that Sri Purana Pragya Rishi Ananda Tirtha Madhva Muni extends to me during these dark days by manifesting his service to Vyas is something I am truly incapable of expressing in the language of this material world. The sincere efforts of bhajan made by Sri Madhavendra Puripad out of devotion for that worshipful object, which are preserved and safeguarded in the heart of Sri Ishvara Puripad, are precisely what Sri Gaurasundar distributed among his intimate associates without reservation. Sri Rupa was he who expanded and spread that prem, and following in his guidance is the personification of loving attachment of or for bhajan Rakti Vigraha, Sri Das Gosvāmī Prabhu. Becoming averse to the service of his lotus feet, I have become averse to Hari. Sri Jivapad, following the cue of Sri Sanatana Goswami, has grabbed me by the hair and firmly established me as the eternal servant of the lotus feet of Raghunatha Swarup. Gaining the great good fortune of hearing the words issuing forth from the worshipful hands of Sri Kaviraj Goswami, I gained the opportunity to see my Sri Gurudev as Sri Narottama Pada Padma. So earlier, right, he kept saying, I see my Gurudev as Narottam. And then he says it very clearly here, Sri Narottama Pada Padma. I am an insignificant jiva of this Vishva, vast world. The master of that Vishva, Sri Vishwanath Prabhu, has invoked so many Vyas Pujas in order to deliver me from a wayward trajectory. In times of peril, Vedanta Acharya, Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan, who infuses strength into Sri Madhusudan Das and Sri Uddhav Das, manifests as Sri Guru and delivers me from the harrowing danger of the Tarka Pantha, path of empirical logic, and reveals Nyaya, the Vedic school of logic. That same Ashray Jatiya form of Guru, as Sri Bhakti Vinod has, by his writings, personal conduct, and other forms of service to Vishnu, become the personification of Krishna Dvaipayan, and giving me shelter at the innermost region of Brajabhumi, Navadvip, at Sri Brajapatam. Knowing that I will fall down if I succumb to the materialistic knowledge of this realm of indulgence, and dash about in external pursuit of darshan of that splendor of Brajabhumi, that form of Sri Gaur Kishore that has bathed me in the dust of Sri Gaur Kishore has bathed me in the dust of his feet. Adorned with the foot dust of that transcendental embodiment, today I have the audacity to introduce myself in the language written in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Purisher kita hoite mui se laghishta, jagai madhai hoite mui se papishta. Mor naam jay kare tar punya khoy, mor naam jay loy tar papa hoy. Emona nigrinna more keba daya kare, eka nityananda bina jagata majare. That savior of the fallen, a veritable wish-fulfilling tree, the most magnanimous Nityananda Vigraha, is protecting me in all respects from becoming averse to Hari. All of you Vaishnavas are the Vilas Vigraha Vaibhav Prakash, the manifestation of the opulence of that personification of pastimes. I offer millions upon millions of Dandavat Pranama obeisances at your feet. You are my dearest friends, my only saviors in times of adversity. As I am just another creature in this visible fleeting realm born of the three modes of material nature, I am harboring aversion to Krishna in my body, mind, and words. I beseech you to take up that tridanda of mine, which is a most suitable tool for punishment, and punish my tendency to enjoy that which is meant for Krishna. In the external world, you are all Vaishnava Paramahansas. Please have mercy on me so that I may carry the danda you have relinquished and accept due punishment, thereby reaping deliverance from conceptions that are inimical to bhakti and becoming inclined to perform Hari Bhajan. So, Srila Sarasvatī Thakur's acceptance of sannyas was abject humility, seen everyone else as Paramahamsas and seen that he had to take a lower position to punish his body, mind, and words with his Tridanda. You fulfill the infinite ambitions of an infinite number of living entities. I am a jiva who is averse to Hari, so kindly help me by punishing my aversion to Hari and engaging my body, mind, and words in Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā. I am a small, insignificant prani creature, so I pray that I may never forget the guidance of my prananath, the Lord of my life heirs, Ananda Tirtha. Call me a materialistic Vedabhadi and hate me, but I pray that for all infinite time, Anantakal, I never give up the service of that Vasudeva and thereby fall prey to some degraded mentality. This is all about Madhvacharya. His name was also Vasudeva when he was
Prabhu,
younger.
you're no longer sharing your screen.
Hi. I just saw something in our WhatsApp group. Somebody started posting all this pornographic stuff. And so I'm just trying to kick the person out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I think I got it under control now, though.
Your Tridanda.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I meant, I don't know who's sharing the screen, but it's no longer being shared.
Yeah. I was sharing it. I just stopped.
Oh,
so
you
that-
were sharing it. Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Just removing this one person. Oops. Sorry about that. My God, that article, every single sentence is like a sutra. I've never even, I can't think of anything else like that. It's like,
And there's at least, I mean, there's several of these. Everyone who has Vyasa-pūjā speeches, it's just, this is the shortest one, actually. And the next one that we'll read directly from the Bengali is even more in-depth and intense. It takes these same concepts that he introduced here and fleshes them out. It's like every year he expanded the conception for people. There's one more paragraph. He mentions Shri Swarup Damodar is the second self, Ditya Swarup of Shri Gaur Sundar, and the preacher of Shri Gaur Sundar's eternal Sanatan Dharma religion. Shri Rupa is his bosom friend and identical to him. My great hope and conviction is that the two personalities who are intimate followers of Shri Rupa will regard me as their Rupanuga servant and forever grant me a place at their feet. So I think that's referring to Shri Raghunath and Shri Jiva. And then Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripasindhave Vichapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Guru Gaurangai Kagati Shri Varsha Bhanavi Daita Das. Now, when did he take sannyas? No, but he said he's a sannyasi because he's mentioning the Tridanda, but he's still signing his name as Shri Varsha Bhanavi Daita Das. Interesting. So, any comments, any feedback on that? Any thoughts from the devotees?
Sarveshwari Mataji has a question. Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, wait a minute. When the part of the say, Veda, that I make offenses, the part that I make offenses and quoted Veda Prakash, which part is that they say the commit offenses is the part that they say we are the same with the Lord? They say this part that make me away of the path.
Where Veda Prakash is unmanifested.
I committed offenses. In this part, I committed offenses. Can you explain it?
Thanks to Sridhar Swami, it said, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting because, many Mayavadis, and because Sridhar Swami is the original commentator on Bhagavatam, and respected by everyone, many of the Mayavadis, they try to appropriate him and say, no, he's an Advaitavadi, right? This philosophy of Shuddha Advaita coming from Vishnu Swami Pad is Advaita, but it's Shuddha Advaita, right? So even Bhagavatam has many verses that can be construed or taken in an Advaita fashion, right? But Advaita is part of our philosophy, just not Kevala Advaita. Kevala Advaita means only Advaita. No, we have not only Advaita, we have a refined conception of that Advaita. And so here, I believe, he's saying that when the jiva when he forgets his identity as a servant of Krishna, but also as a spiritual entity that is qualitatively the same as Krishna, then he forgets, he doesn't understand this Veda Bhed Prakash anymore, and is prone to misunderstand the words of Śrīla Ṭhākura Gosvāmī or misunderstand the teachings of Bhagavatam, and thereby make offenses. That's my understanding of that. Maybe someone else would like to elaborate. Even Sundarananda Vidyavinod tried to do this. He tried to prove somehow that Śrīla Swami, that in fact Mahaprabhu was an Advaitavadi, that Bhagavat is an Advaitavad scripture, and linking it all to Śrīla Swami. Yeah. It's like when I read these writings of Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur, I almost feel like he could see, because of course Trikaladarshi, he could see past, present, and future, and he was leaving sutras, he was leaving divine Vani for people to follow, and he was saying, no, this is there's a danger here. We can, if we forget who we truly are, our intelligence becomes covered. We can commit offenses, as did Sundarananda, to Sri Śrīla Swamipad and to the whole Guru Varga. And then that's why he puts so much emphasis on Madhvacharya here, because Madhvacharya, if not for him and this strong teaching of Dvaita, maybe many of us would be more prone to Advaitavad, right? And so he says, in these dark times, the much needed aid of Sri Purna Pragya Rishi, manifesting his servitude to Vyasa. And this is something in the next article we'll read. It talks about how Śrī Vyāsa-dev, Madhva Muni, as his service to Śrī Vyāsa-dev, took the Vyasa-san. So this tradition of the Acharya taking the seat of Vyasa-dev and receiving Vyasa-pūjā, this was started by Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya filled that role for, I think it says, about 80 years. Madhvacharya was in that role as the Vyasa Acharya. I think we should go into the next one, because it's a complete meditation in itself.
Quick question. So this mistake of Sundarananda Vidyavinod Prabhu was after the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada Sarasvatī Thakur, right?
Yes,
When Ananta Vasudev Puridas, yes, okay.
This is all detailed in the Param Gurude's Achintya Beda Bhed article. He points out the specific points in that regard.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. It is so dense. It's nectarian, and it's like condensed milk, nectar. But it's not sentimental, what I'm saying. I'm trying to, portray this. Like you said, I think you hit it on the nail. They're like sutras, this sentence, because I realized through this article how our Prabhupada, utilized those things. When he came to America, he said, America culturally is a blind giant. And he needs the vision. India is dwarf, perhaps you can see external materially speaking, but the glory of India, that vision of India, is of Bharat Varsha, actually, of the Vedic culture of Vyasadeva. That had to be exposed and expanded. And I like the difference that he makes into in the industrialization, the surface of India, and now India has done strides, and Bharat has done strides in materially material pursuits and industry, etc., weaponry, becoming quite actually a prominent country in the world. And it seems like somehow or other, thank Krishna, that we have kept that essence, that Bharat will keep that essence, which is Vyasadev's teaching, which is our Guru Varga's teaching. This article is just wow. We can probably use several months, maybe a lifetime, to analyze. And isn't it? I mean, I can see so many things in it, and also the very well depicted, this infernal culture of the West that he vehemently opposed in a way, but it wasn't in a political matter. If I can express myself right, it was that he, in revealing that shortcoming, but also inspiring to go to the essence of the teachings, of
yeah.
What's the next article, Srivas?
So I'm just looking at maybe we can do a kirtan. I'm
getting like all these trolls and all this stuff at the worst time.
Really?
Yeah, like these spam calls, this guy posting stuff in our WhatsApp group. Oh God, it's sorry. That's why I just all of a sudden got distracted at this last time at the worst time. Anyways, sorry about that.
Little Kali Chela is trying to distract us from our group.
Oh my God, it's really horrible. Okay, anyhow, I think I got it under control. So what kirtan are you thinking?
There's like some of them are quite long. There's one by Mahananda Brahmachari, which I thought would be nice. Rukmini Didi, do you know anything about Mahananda Brahmachari? I've seen his name in some places. I know he wrote a book about, I think.
Don't. I can check if there's anything in Lotus Side Line. I'll just look.
Mahananda Brahmachari is, oh God, it's one of the main big acharyas. I just I can't think of who it is though. If Kishore was here, Kishore could tell us. But I remember seeing his brahmachari name, and then he, when you see a sannyas name, oh, okay, him. But I just can't. I can't remember. I need to see if I can block this person. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Mahananda. Let me just find that. Mahananda. All right, got it.
Prabhu, if you block him, you won't be able to see him, but others may be able to. So, unfortunately, admins can't block people.
Okay. No, I mean, somebody's just trying to call me. And I answered the call once, and then I saw it was
never mind.
But yeah. I'm getting ambushed. Okay. All right. So Shivas, should we do it like I'll sing a verse and then you go through the translation?
I have to read the translation of the first one too. I just got to take a bathroom break.
Okay. Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Prabhudayamoy Tarite Patita Jan Tomarudoy Ke ache Patita Yar Mora Mata Durachar Jachi Koro Jore Tai Charane Ashray Sevi Para Hoy Dhanya All glories, Gurudev, O Master full of mercy. You arose to deliver fallen wretches. Who is more fallen than I, more depraved? I yearn with folded hands for the shelter of your feet. I so intensely desire to serve your feet and be blessed thus. Prabala vikrame jabe loye dalabal adharma chailo kali e dhoratala pashandi pataki jato jamadanda griha vrata Vaishnaver Vaishnaver Bhadra Veshe Pushpe Kita Sama Vyabhichara Dharme Glani Anilo Vishama.
Right. So when with formidable might and force of hordes, Kali has overshadowed this earth with irreligion, fallen heretics all, punishable by death, sworn to family life in the respectable garb of Vaishnavas, like insects in the flowers. Their depravity brought severe infamy to Dharma. I love that. They're the insects in the flowers.
Oh my god. Sorry. These freaking kids.
Paramahansa Maharaj.
Paramahansa
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Bhaktilok Paramahansa Maharaj. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, David.
This I can't
From
figure out-
Vishuddha Chaitanya Bani.
I can't figure out the meter for this though. It's like something very interesting. Like at the middle, there's this line. Like in the middle, there's. Anyways, I'll just try to do something. Okay. Durdine emona Prabhu tumi kripa kori nashile shivya vichar jogya danda dori pracharite satya dharma veder niguda marma avirbhava hoile asi Vaishnavira gore ashai shava Krishna nam loya adhare.
In such dire days, Master, you showed mercy, eradicated that depravity, carrying a rod to punish, to preach true dharma, the secret purport of the Vedas. You appeared in a Vaishnava's home, taking Krishna's name to your lips since childhood.
Apani acharya dharma korile prachara o paliya pavitra brahma charya akumara o jivera mangala tore tridanda loiya loile kore dekhale paramahansya Vaishnavatasar adhaiva varnashama dharma korile vichara.
Practicing dharma yourself, you preached, observing pristine celibacy since childhood, for the welfare of the jivas, taking a tridanda in hand, displaying Paramahansa status, the essence of Vaishnavism, ascertaining Daiva Varnashram Dharma.
Saparsharadina bhave kiya dware dware achandale Hare nama bilale sabare Sankirtane vakritataya Granta pate rachanaya Krishnarte akhila cheshta Shikhale satata Sarva swakori adan Loye seva vrata.
With his associates humbly going door to door, You distributed Shri Hari's name to all, with your associates, humbly going door to door. You distributed Hari's name to all, even Chandalas. Through Sankirtana, classes, Grantha readings, and writings, you always teach all efforts to be for Krishna, giving your all, taking a vow of service.
Jiva matre Krishna das Swarupa sabar Brahma Jnana Dika Divya Jnana Parivara Vaishnava Gurur Shishya Abrahmana Nahe Shocha Shashtera Pramanash Shata Dekhaile Sar Varnatita Vaishnava She Vandya Sabakara.
All jivas are servants of Krishna by constitution. Knowledge of Brahma and more, family of divine knowledge, Brahma Jnana Dika Divya Jnana Parivar. A Vaishnava Guru's disciple, not to be thought a non-Brahmin. Proof from hundreds of scriptures. Essence you showed, that such a Vaishnava is beyond Varna, venerable to all. So his translation is not very good. Vaishnava Guru Shishya Abhrahana Nahi Shocha Shastra Pramana Shata Dekhaile Sar Brahma Gyan Adika Divya Jnana Parivar. All right.
Sajana Toshani Tava Gauḍīya Patrika Kadartha Kutilo Vana Vinasha Kartrika Shikora Mandale Pumi Navadvipayadi Tumi Koraila Parikrama Parama Kripai Jiva Hite Koto Karya Korile Dorai.
Your Sajan Toshani and Gauḍīya Patrika are destroyers of the dense forest of misconceptions. In Sri Gauramandal, Navadip, and other places, you organize pilgrimage due to supreme mercy. How much you undertook for the jiva's welfare on this earth.
Acharya Ṭhākura Tumi Kripa Paravara Dvipanchashat Varsha Vasane Abhara Kanda Kalayano Krame Ajogya Sevaka Gane Avirbhava Mahotsave Anande Apar Avirbhava Mahotsave Anande Apar Puje Para Parmatavadiya Pushpa Bhar.
O Acharya Thakur, you are the ocean of mercy. Again, after 52 years, as per divided time, the unworthy servants, in the boundless bliss of your appearance festival, worship your lotus feet with heaps of flowers.
Vasavari Devagan Jane na Jahare Tomara Mahima Guru Grahite ke pare Kori Dandavata Kori Dandavata Kori Dandavata Nati pare Mora Dinayati Ajachi he khatare nija gune kripa koro Dao seva janma janma para shire dharo Ashrita charane moraya bodaya bara.
Even Indra and the demigods do not know your glories, Guru. Who can sing? This extremely fallen wretch falls prostrate at your feet. He longs anxiously for you to have mercy by your own virtue. Give me service birth after birth. Place your feet on my head. I, foolish and wretched, am sheltered at your feet. And a round of applause to Madhukar Prabhu for singing that amid so many distractions and so many meter changes. That was amazing.
That was such an interesting, a beggar for the service of thy sacred feet, Sri Mahananda Brahmachari, Sri Charana Seva Bhikari. No, that was such an interesting meter, though. I've never seen that. It's like Payar, but then in the middle of it is one Dirgha Tripadi verse, like Nitai Pada Kamala. So it's like Gorango Bolite Have for 2 lines, and then Nitai Pada Kamala for 1 line, and then back to Gorango Bolite Have. Every verse has been like that. It's very interesting, very unique.
I wonder how he would have sung it.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I got called 30 times in the middle of that kirtan.
Some little troll is really after you today, huh?
I know. All right, so what's next, Shivas? What's next on the...
So I think we should go and dive into this other article, because it's the real meat. You don't mind me using that word? I haven't sent it to you, so I'll need to share my screen.
It could be pulp, like a fruit.
Yes,
Pulp. That's better.
Coconut meat.
That's better. Yes.
Oh, wait, I'm just going to give you access.
Okay.
So let's just remove you. Okay, there. Okay. There.
I am not the troll, I promise. Okay. So this is from... All right, actually, I forget which year this is from. That's Puja. Okay, I think it's from 1928. Yeah, 1928. Okay, so yeah, and this is the year all the Dainik Neti Prakash articles we're working on. So maybe this is my favorite year right now. Shri Guru Gauranga Jaitaha Prati Nivedan Śrīla Prabhupāder Pratya Abhibhāshan. So his Abhibhāshan, so it sounds like this was a lecture that he gave on Vyāsa-pūjā Day that was then recorded. Let me just see, hide the sidebar. So, oh yeah, the first part of this I published previously on Big Drum on Nrsimha Chaturdashi. But we'll just go through this as is from here. Bharat prarambhe amra mangala charane ihai ucharan kari je narayana namaskritya naranchayava narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udiraya. So he's saying at the beginning of Mahabharata, and it's also at the beginning of Bhagavatam, we have this Mangalacharan verse. Amadero adya barsha prarambe Shri Krishna Daipan Vyasir Jayagan. So ours also now at the beginning of the year with the disciple, the appearance of Guru is like the beginning of the year. We are singing the glories of Shri Krishna Daipan Vyasa. Srimad Vyasir Aradhya Shri Narayan. Shri Vyasa's worshipful deity is Narayan, Shri Narayan. Tini Purushottam Param Purush Mahaprabhu. He is Purushottam, the topmost personality, the supreme personality, Mahaprabhu, the great master. Artahar Chid Shakti Rasamai Sarasvatī Devi Narayani. And his Chid Shakti, the Rasamai, full of so much rasa, Sarasvatī Devi, is Narayani. A Yugal Namaskar Anantar. So after giving pranam to this Yugal, this couple, Narayan and Narayani, Shri Gurudev Śrī Vyāsir Jayagan Kare Sanatan Riti, to sing the glories of Shri Gurudev Śrī Vyāsa is the Sanatani Riti, the tradition or custom of the Sanatanis. Sarvalok Pitamaha Purushottamar Naramurti. So the grandsire of all the universes, Brahmaji, is Shri Purushottam Krishna's Naramurti. It's the first manifestation of the human form. Evam Tahar Prati Bhu Swarup. Naramurti Evam Tahar Prati Bhu Swarup Chaturmukhi prapanchir adim upakaran. Okay, sorry, my mistake here. So Purushottam is the Sarvaloka Pitamaha, and his Pratibhu, his representative, is the Chaturmukha. And he's the Prapanchar Adim Upakaran, so he's the first ingredients of this material universe. Brahma creates this whole universe and all the different species from his own body. Śrī Vishnu Pad Adhastan Śrīdhar. So the descendant of Śrī Vishnu Swami, Śrīdhar, says, Bhagisha yasya vadane lakshmir yasya chavakshasi yasyaste hridaye sambit tam nishingam aham bhaje. The original Mahanta Guru, Sri Chaturmukha, bore the Sambit Shakti of Sri Narsingha in his heart. Evan Sarasvatī Chaturmukha Dwara, and through Chaturmukha Brahma, Sarasvatī sang the 4 Vedas, the Veda Chatushtai. Uhai Shravan Korya Chilen Shri Narad. Shri Narad heard that. Shri Narad performed kirtan of that. And Śrī Vyāsa-dev received that through his ears. Akaranit koran. Ni adhastanik ganer mangaler janya sevyas, for the auspiciousness of his descendants or his disciples. Śrī Vyāsa anukul o pratikul bhave. Purushottam Shri Narayanar charananushilan koribar pranali dwayar murti samuha ke akshar name abhit korya taha hoite kshara dharma apasarit korya chilen. So for the auspiciousness, for the sake of his followers, Śrī Vyāsa-dev okay, this is a sutra. So there's the anukul and pratikul bhave. So in a favorable way and unfavorable way. So Vyāsa-dev discussed many things in the Vedas. Some were directly anukul, some were pratikul. Purushottam Shri Narayana Charan Anushilan Koribar, but it was all Charan Anushilan, or cultivation of devotion to the feet of Shri Narayana. So these were 2 pranalis, 2 methodologies. And these 2 pranalis have many forms. And Śrī Vyāsa-dev referred to those forms as akshara. So the Shabda Brahma, or the Vani of the Vedas, the message of the Vedas, is known as akshara, means it is indestructible. But akshara also refers to the actual letters of the script, because they represent the indestructible Vani of the Vedas. Je Vishnu Adi Kavi Brahma Riddeshe Chinmayi Shobha Sampat Pradhan Koryachalin Tahar Lilai Shri Narsingha Lila. So that Vishnu, who granted the transcendental Shobha Sampat, the wealth of beauty, splendor, into the heart, the Riddesh of the original poet, Brahma, the pastimes of that Vishnu are the pastimes of Sri Nrsimha. So this Nrsimhadev, in the heart of Brahma, is it's like the fountainhead of all this Vedic knowledge. Tadjanye, that is why Sri Vishnu Swami Pad Śrīdhar Tahar Abhishtadev Shri Narayanar Sarupnana. So this is why Sri Vishnu Swami Pad Śrīdhar. So Śrīdhar Swami is given the title Sri Vishnu Swami Pad. When he identified the Swarup of his Abhishtadev, Shri Narayan, for his followers, he gave them the Narsingha Darshanar Vyavastha Rupa, this vision of Sri Nrsimhadev. He has a very long stotra to Nrsimhadev, Śrīdhar Swami. And in this way, Śrīdhar Swami manifested or illuminated the Aksharatmika Murti, right? No one can destroy Nrsimhadev, and no one can destroy the sacred message of the Vedas manifested from him. And isn't it so wonderful? Then the acharyas are like lion-like acharyas. It's all lion-like. So that's just the first paragraph of sutras. Are you guys still with me? Should we go on further? Yeah. All right.
Yes, please.
Okay. Adya, so today, Shri Nityananda Pad Anusarane, in following in the footsteps of Shri Nityananda, we, Shri Vyāsadevar Pujar Argya Pradhan Karyer Avahan Karitechi. So we are invoking or commencing the task of giving Argya in worship of Shri Vyasadeva. So Argya is flowers, honey, water, right? I think.
Argya, I made a post on Facebook about it and asking devotees, what the heck is Argya? Because it's like explained in so many different ways. And I got a lot of responses and I'm still not clear on it, but yeah.
Okay, we'll just leave it at Argya.
But it's definitely, it's something when a great personality comes, you offer Argya, and it comes in different forms. It's like a way of receiving.
Okay, so, and we're following Nityananda Prabhu's footsteps in that. So on this day. And so we have to understand, Śrīla Ṭhākura will help us understand what that Argya really is. A Argya Pradhan Adi Gurus, the original A Argya Pradhan, so this bestowal of Argya, offering of Argya, Adi Guru Brahma, his follower Sri Narad, and Tahar Anug Shri Vyāsa, his follower Shri Vyāsa, and Shri Vyasa's follower Srimad Ananda Tirtha, Shri Nityananda, Shri Advaita Acharya, and all the Gauḍīya Parikars, Ganer Puja, Ek Din, so the worship of all them. Ek Din, Shri Navadvipe, Jagat Guru Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Swayam Sampadan Koriya Chen. So Nityananda Prabhu set an example of the worship of the Parampara himself. Amnay Paramparye Tadrish Kritya Amader Bhaktanushtaner Ekti Mukya Vyapar. So in the Amnay Parampara, the unbroken Parampara, that same activity and engagement, devotional activity, is one of our main devotional practices. Acharya Gan Shri Vyas Mukurit Shrutir Kirtan Koriya Thakin. The Acharyas performed kirtan solely of the Shrutis that were uttered, or they were spoken by Vyasadeva, and then like Ganesh was writing them down, right? So they're Vyas Mukurit. Amrao Aj Tad Anusarane Shri Gurupada Padme Anjali Pradhan Koribar Janya Prastut Hayachi. And we too today, following in their footsteps, are presented ourselves to offer Anjali, some offering at the lotus feet of Shri Gurupada Padma. Apara Vidyar Santosh Vidhan Artha Shishugan Gaur Shukla Panchamiti Anjali Diya Thaken. So the students of material knowledge, education, they to satisfy that form of Sarasvatī Devi, they worship her on the Gaur Shukla Panchami, Vasanta Panchami. Our Amra Magi Krishna Panchami, but we are worshipping on the next Panchami, the dark Krishna Panchami. Paravidya Devir Charane, we are offering, so he's saying to all his disciples who are gathered there, have been glorifying him all day, and probably for days. He's saying that what you're actually doing here is you're worshipping Paravidya Devi, Sarasvatī Devi. Say Anjali Shri Vyasir Shri Karodbhasit. That Anjali is, so Udbhasit means it's like resplendent or illuminated, or resplendent in the hands of Shri Vyasadeva, or by the hands of Shri Vyasadeva. Because everything that we're receiving, just like when we go to worship the Ganga, we can't offer anything to the Ganga. What can we offer to the Ganga that is even comes close to who Ganga is, right? So we just take handfuls of Ganga and offer it back to her. So any offering that we make is something we've already heard and received. We've already heard from Guru how to glorify Guru, and we take that and offer it back to him. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite katitha yartha prakashante mahatmana. A mantra, so this is a mantra, Shravan Yogyata Labher Hetu Mulei Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā Yagyar Avan. So this whole inauguration, this Vyāsa-pūjā Yagya, is to gain the qualification to hear this mantra. Yasya deve para bhaktir tatha deve tatha guru. Yatha Devi Tata Guru.
Oh, and Shiva, just one point that Rukmini just made. She said, to be clear, that Krishna Panchami is his own appearance day also.
Yes.
He appeared on Krishna Panchami TV.
Yeah. Yes, on his own appearance day, yes. One day, Srimad Ananda Tirthapad became engaged in Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā. And Śrī Vyāsa-asane upaveshan rup acharya karya karyachan. So he accepted, he sat on the Vyasasan and began serving the role as, taking the role as the acharya. But this was him remaining immersed, engaged in Vyasa-pūjā. Right? We're coming one day doing Vyasa-pūjā, and the acharya is doing Vyasa-pūjā constantly. Tahar anuga sampraday, tahar anugatyar parichaye, avamahan kal, amnai parampare, Śrī Vyāsa-asane upavishta hoya, Srimad Bhagavat Tatparya Vyakhya Kurya Thakin. So his followers, so the followers of Vyasadeva and Srimadvacharya, they demonstrate their dedication to following their example. And in this Amnaya Parampara, sit upon the Śrī Vyāsasan and explain the purport of Srimad Bhagavat. Prapanchik vichare nija ayogyatar vichar asya Vyāsasane adirohan karya bada de vate. So material conceptions, prapanchik vichare, conceiving of one's nija ayogyata, lack of qualification, may come and present some obstacle to this task of sitting or ascending the Vyasasan. However, Shri Gurudevar Agya Langan Rup Dushpravritti Vashe, the Dushpravritti, the wicked tendency or propensity or inclination to disobey Shri Guru's orders, Amadiki kono din Guru Padma Seva Vimakna Kare, may that sort of wicked inclination never discourage me or make me averse to the service of Shri Guru Padma, Guru Pada Padma. Ihai Śrī Vyāsadevar or Śrīpad Madhvacharya Śrī Charane Amadar Vigyapti. So my entreaty at the feet of Śrī Vyasadeva and Śrīpad Madhvacharya is that no materialistic conception that might convince me that I'm not qualified to follow their order to sit on the Vyasasan, none of that should come.
Wow, very profound.
Shri Madhva Muni Śrī Vyāsadevar Puj Abhinay Pradarshan Kalpe Ashiti Varsha Guru Lila Abhinay Karyachan. So it's referring to this twice as an Abhinay. Right? So Madhva, because the disciple does not think he is qualified to be Guru. So he's not actually thinking he's Guru, he's just acting like Guru. Shri Madhva Muni Śrī Vyāsadevar Puj Abhinay Pradarshan Kalpe. So he's making a demonstration of worship. He could do his own worship for Śrī Vyasadeva. He's there now with Vyasadeva in the Himalayas worshiping him. But he enacted it for all of our benefits. For 80 years, Guru Lila Abhinay Karyachan. So the acharyas, they come and they perform a Guru Lila. Even if it's, even if it's reluctantly. Ek samaye tini Bhima rupe udit hoya. At one point, he appeared as Bhima. Krishna Videshi Sampradaya Samoha ke Gadadhar Sevakatva Pradarshan Kalpe. And to annihilate the inimicals, the antagonists of Krishna, he demonstrated Gadadhar Sevakatva, the role of serving as a Gadadhar, a holder of the club. Mahabharat Yuddhe Krishna Sevar Abhinay Karyachan. And then that was also another drama, another Abhinay, a demonstration of Krishna's service in the war of Mahabharata. It's all Leela, it's all play. Anya Samaye Tini Bajrangaji Rupe. Another time he came as Bajrangaji. Bajranga, his limbs are like thunderbolts. Shri Ramachandrer Pratipakshukul Niryataner Kardyar Sahayata Kuryachan, and assisted Shri Ramachandra in punishing or torturing, Niryatan usually means torture, the antagonists of Shri Ramachandra.
And just for those who don't know, Vajrangi, that refers to Hanuman.
Yes, Shri Hanumanji. আর নিত্যকাল তিনি আবার বায়ুরূপে বৈকুণ্ঠ ধারণ করে প্রাকৃত নিত্যাবস্থানের বিলোপ সাধন করিতে দেন নাই. And for all eternal time, he also exists as the Vayu in Vaikuntha, holding up the Vaikuntha, not allowing the aprakrit nitya avasthan, the supramundane, eternal existence or situation to ever vilope, to ever disappear. So that this Madhvacharya is such a powerful personality, this founder of our sampradaya. Shrimad Ananda Tirther Shukla Navamite Aprakat Pujar Pare. So after the worship of his disappearance on the Shukla Navami Pare, Adya Tahari, where's my sidebar? Sorry. Okay, here we go. So after the Aprakat Puja, Taharai Adhastan, his descendants, Madhya Guru Varga, my Guru Varga, Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā Purohit Rupi, as priests of Vyāsa-pūjā, Amake Varan Koritechen, they are choosing me now. Iha Tahadigir Maha Bhagavater Anusaran Lila Matra. This is just their pastime of following the Mahabhagavats. Amar Swarupgat Parichaye Ami Jani. So I know who I truly am, my Swarupgat Parichay. Ami Shri Rupanugajanir Ayogya Asambhashya Nitya Das. I am an unworthy, eternal servant, Asambhashya, not worthy to be spoken to, servant of the Shri Rupanugas. Sutrang Ayogyata Nibandhanai Amar E Tatkalik Vishrinklata. It is because of my disqualification that I have this temporary obligation. This Vishrinkala, E Tatkalik Vishrinklata. Sorry, Vishrinklata is the opposite of Shrinklata. Shrinkala is like a shackle. And so Vishrinklata generally refers to like restlessness. Okay, so we'll understand as we go along here. Shrotri Varga Amar E Drishtata Kshama Korilei. So only if the audience forgives this audacity of mine. So he's saying this, my assuming this role is actually, this is a Vishrinkalata. This is an upset to the proper order. Only if the audience forgives this audacity of mine. Ami tahader dasyapade niyukt hoibar adhikar lav koribo. Only if they forgive me will I gain the qualification to be engaged in their service. So you're saying whatever I'm doing, only if they forgive this role that I'm taking, only if they forgive me will I be able to actually serve them. Amar kantharod korile amake Śrī Vyāsa-pūjar adhikar deva hoibe na. If I check my kantha, my throat, if I stop speaking, this qualification to worship Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā, to worship Śrī Vyāsa, will not be given to me. Tadjanya apna digar nikat ami sakatare prarthana janaitechi. So I am fervently, anxiously pleading all of you, apnara asankhya mahapurush ganke Śrī Vyāsa-pūjā, you have given countless great personalities the qualification to worship Śrī Vyāsa. Ateva amakayo kshanakala. So also please give me for a moment, say pujar adhikar pradhan kurun, give me that qualification. So starting to get the theme that the constant kirtan is the real worship of Vyasadeva. And so he's saying, only by your blessings, devotees, will I continue to have that, or give that to me for one moment. Śrī Vyāsa-pūjar Purohit Sutre Ami Kritsha Sadhan Avalambam Korya Śrī Vyāsa-asane Arirohan Korite China. So I am not ascending the seat of Vyasa as a priest of doing Vyasa-pūja, a priest doing Vyasa-pūja, and I'm not ascending this Vyāsa-asana for having done some sort of very strenuous sadhan or tapasya, kritsha sadhan. So it's not on the strength of any sadhan. Ami amar Shri Gurudever evam tahar purva pitri varger tarpano deshe je aradhana koritichi taha avatar ba avaroha vichare pratishthit. So the worship that I'm performing to, so tarpan is like what we offer to our ancestors. So it's like I am, this is my duty to honor my Shri Gurudev and his ancestors, means the Guru Varga. So this worship that I'm doing is established in avatar or avaroha vichar, the understanding that grace is descending, that we cannot achieve anything by our own efforts. It comes to us by sheer mercy. Ami baya jara jagate gyaner prayas avalambane ajit vastu labher ashay pratarit hoibar abhilashi nahi. I am not an abhilashi. I am not interested in baya jagate gyaner prayas, by adopting all the efforts of gyan, of knowledge, in the external material world, in hopes of attaining that ajit vastu, that unconquerable object. I do not want to be deceived by such hopes. Laber ashay pratarit hoibar abhilashi nahi. Tajjanya Shri Chaturmukir Adastan Sampradaya Ganer Adesh, Shri Vyas Anuga Jan Ganer Agya, एवं श्री रूपानुगा गणेर अपार करुणार प्रति शद अन्वित होइयाई आज आमी श्री रूप कथित भक्ति पतिर किंचित वर्णन द्वारा श्री व्यासर चरणे अंजलि दीतेची. So now he's explaining what his anjali, what his offering at the lotus feet of Śrī Vyāsadeva is. He's saying, so I don't want to be deceived by any material knowledge and such efforts to understand Krishna. Tajjanya, for that, therefore, Shri Chaturmukha Adhisthana on the order of the descendants of Shri Chaturmukha Brahma, by the order of the Vyasa's followers, and having faith in the boundless compassion of the Shri Rupanugas. Today, I want to describe something of the path of bhakti described by Śrī Rupa Gosvāmī, and by that, offer my anjali at the feet of Śrī Vyāsadeva. So this article will gradually start to go towards Rupa Gosvāmī and the topic of Sanatana Gosvāmī. It's only 4 pages, but it's very dense. So hopefully you guys will be able to bear with me to the end. If not, let me know, and we can just get to the Sanatana Gosvāmī part and maybe shift to something else.
And also, if anybody needs to leave, as I mentioned in the beginning, if anybody needs to leave, you don't need to worry about missing out, because you could always come back and watch this later on YouTube. This is all being
Okay. So we're committing to reading this whole article through then, right?
Well, if it's not a problem for you.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. It'd be such a blessing to be able to read this through.
Okay. Yeah, and so if anybody needs to go, pranams, but and you can watch later on YouTube. But yeah, keep on going.
Right. Okay, cool. So, Keval Shri Vyāsar Charane Anjali Dite China. I am not only offering my Anjali, my Pushpanjali, unto the lotus feet of Shri Vyas, Parantu Shri Vyasanuga Gauḍīya Guru Vargar Charaneo Anjali Dibarjanya, but to offer this Anjali at the lotus feet of all the Gauḍīya Guru Varga under the guidance of Shri Vyas. Adhiroha Vadir Jaganya Brittiyo Gurur Agyanusare Parihar Koribar Trishrada Pradarshan Koritechi. So in order to offer this Anjali at the lotus feet of Śrī Vyāsadeva and the whole Gauḍīya Guru Varga, Adidroha Vadir Jaganya Vrittiyo Guru Agyanusare. I am, okay, this is This is it's poetic. It's okay. He's not really. I thought he was saying something else. Okay, I thought he was saying that he's giving up the avaroha path on the order of his guru to make this offering, but he's actually not saying that. The adirohavadir jaganya vrittiyo. So the detestable tendency of the adirohavadis, those who want to achieve by their own power. Gurur agyanusare parihar koribar drishtata. I'm demonstrating the audacity of giving up that. So he's saying that even I don't even have the ability to give up that urge to ascend. But on the order of my guru, I am demonstrating the audacity to give that up. This is actually like folding my mind over. These sentences have to be read and studied many times. I'm going to translate this and we can discuss it more then. He's just said something very like convoluted there, but I think you caught it, right? Amar e karye trinadapi sunich dharma laber upadesh avahelit hoite china. In doing so, this Trinadupi Sunich Dharma, this attaining this Dharma of Trinadupi Sunich, being humbler than a blade of grass, this instruction is not being disregarded. Shri Rupanuga Ganer Mahima Bolete Giya Amar Tarur Nyay Sahishnu Guru Sampan Hoibar Bhyagat Hoite Chena. In speaking the glories of the Rupanuga Gan, my tolerance like a tree, this or becoming more tolerant than a tree, this too is not being interrupted or obstructed in any way. Kono jada pratishtai pratishtit hoibar durasha vashi ami shi guru vakya langan korite china. I am not transgressing the orders of Shri Guru or the words of Shri Guru out of any hope, any wicked hope, any durasha of becoming established or reaping any prestige, any sort of mundane prestige. Sutarang ami Shri Guru Gauranga katit manada dharme dikshit hoite abhilashi hoya. Therefore, hankering, longing to be initiated in the manada dharma, the dharma of giving honor to others, as spoken of by Shri Guru Gauranga, hoya parimitikaran parihar purvak. Vaikuntha Kathar Punaravriti Koritechi. I am relinquishing Parimitikaran, any tendency to truncate or reduce the or confine the Vaikuntha Katha. Vaikuntha Katha cannot be confined; it is limitless, boundless. And so I am Punaravriti, reiterating that Vaikuntha Katha. E anushtaner gunadosher ami phalabhak nahi. I am not the reaper of the virtues or flaws of this undertaking. So whatever good or bad is in this, there's nothing to do with me. Sutrang phal badakshina swarupe ami jagatik ninda prashanshar prarthi. Therefore, I am not seeking any sort of donation, any sort of reward in exchange for this, any sort of worldly criticism or praise in exchange for what I'm doing. So this is the Vaishnava's total nirapekshata, totally indifferent to anything the world, good or bad, they have to say in what he's doing. He's so convinced in his service, in his path. Nitya Parshad Shri Rup or Tad Anugagan Ebang Bhavi Kaler Shri Rupanugagan Sakale Amar Pujya Shri Gurudev Shri Brahma Narad Vyas Madhva Nityananda Shrit Ashray Jatiya Bhagavad Vigraha Gana. So Shri Rupa, who is the eternal associate of Shri Krishna, Shri Sriman Mahaprabhu, and Tadanugagan, his followers, Ebang the later followers of Shri Rupa, the Shri Rupanugas, they are all my worshipable Shri Gurudev. They are all Bhagavad Vigrahagan. They're all forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ashray Jatiya. forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under the shelter of Sri Brahma, Narad, Vyas, Madhva, and Nityananda. This is the Akhanda Guru Tattva. Ami tahader nityakal ashrit hoite parelei dhanya hoibo. I will only be blessed. I will only consider my life a success if I can be under their shelter for all eternal time. Amar prapanchik bhavarog dhurit vidurit hoive. My disease of material existence will be dispelled. Ebang bhakti mukti pishachi dvaike janani bolia janivar parivarte putana surup gyan koribo. And instead of thinking that the witches of material enjoyment and liberation, bhakti and mukti, instead of thinking that they're my mothers, I will be able to understand that they are putana. Jnana vairagyadi bhakti jananir upayukta putra hoya. By becoming a worthy son of bhakti, who is the mother of jnana, vairagya, and other beautiful qualities, jina matri sevai udasinya na karen, janani ke dasi gyan na karen, ihai amar prarthana. My one prayer is that I become a worthy son of Mother Bhakti, who is the mother of Gyan and Vairagya, and that I do not become indifferent or inattentive to serving my mother, that I do not think of my mother as a dasi, as a servant to me, so I do not try to use bhakti to serve my desires. This is my prayer, that I really am able to truly serve and see bhakti as my mother. Shri Chaitanya Dev, Shri Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu ke Jai Bhaktir Swarupe Parichit Koriachen. Ebang Jai Shri Chaitanya Dev, Shri Sanatan Prabhu ke Bhaktisiddhānta Acharya Rupe Sambandha Shiksha Pradhan Koriachen. Okay, this is a long sentence, so bear with me. Evang Jai Sanatana Shiksha Shri Jive Pratifhalit Hoya Bhagavata Acharya Rupe De Dipyaman Ache. Evang Jai Shri Rupa Anugatva Murtimati Bhakti Swarupe Shri Raghunath Prabhubare Sarup Anugattir De Dipyaman Shobhamay Acharya Vigrahatte Prakatit Thakiya Gauḍīya Hrit Sarovarer Ashavari Avishranta Bhave Paripurna Koritechin Shri Rupanuga Shri Jiva Hriday Tat Se Bhakti Rasamrita Jaladhir Parirakshak Evam Susiddhanta Virod O Anartha Rup Pankhil Jala Pravaha Samuhir Pratishedak Rupe Pirajit Rahiachen. Gaur Haribol.
The thing I love in Bengali, like with these long sentences, is that you have to read like a full paragraph until you get to the verb, until you know what it's talking about. It kind of builds up some kind of anticipation, like what's the verb gonna be?
What's it doing? Virajit Rahiachen. It abides. So this is one of the most extraordinary sentences, paragraph sentences that I've ever read. It paints such a powerful picture of the Goswamis, of Mahaprabhu, of our teachings. I don't even understand what Sarasvatī Thakur has done here. He's created an image. He's given us these really powerful teachings in this. This is something we can meditate on forever. So Shri Chaitanya Dev.
Haribol, Prabhu, please repeat, Prabhu, please.
The Bengali?
Yes.
He's gonna explain it all.
I'll explain it in English. Okay. So Shri Chaitanya Dev, the Swarupa Bhakti that Shri Chaitanya Dev acquainted Shri Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu with, and that Shri Chaitanya Dev who gave teachings of Sambandha, our relationship with Krishna, to Sri Sanatan Goswami, making him the Bhaktisiddhānta Acharya. And that Sanatan Shiksha was reflected into Sri Jiva, Pratifhalit Hoya. So here Sarasvatī Thakur is basically you have to transcend ideas of personality. So he's saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Bhakti Swarup that he acquainted Śrī Rupa Goswami with. He is the Sambandha Shiksha that he gave to Sanatana Goswami. And that those teachings of Sanatana Goswami became reflected in Śrī Jiva Goswami and became refulgent, Deidipyaman, as a Bhagavat Acharya. Jiva Goswami was a Bhagavat Acharya, the Bhagavat Acharya. Right? He writes the Kram Sandarbha or Bhagavat Sandarbha. Evan J. Shri Rupa Anugatva Murti Mati Bhakti Swarupe Shri Raghunath Prabhu Vare Sarup Anugatir Dedipyaman Shovamai Acharya Vigrahatva Prakartitakya. And so, following in the guidance of Shri Rupa Goswami, the personification of that Bhakti Swarup that Mahaprabhu gave Rupa Goswami, that entered Shri Raghunath Prabhuvar, who was under the guidance of Shri Sarup Damodara Goswami. And it became refulgent, beautiful, and manifested this like Acharya form in Raghunath Das Goswami. And it remained manifesting because they're all eternal. Mahaprabhu is manifesting these different acharyas, his different teachings. He's personifying them as these different acharyas and associates of him. Takiya, so they're manifest. Gauḍīya Rit Sarovarer Ashavari. So Ashavari, the water of all our aspirations, the water of all our hopes, right? In the heart of all the Gauḍiyas, in the Harit Sarovar of all the Gauḍiyas. Avishranta bhave paripuram karitechan. So in this way, through Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, he's filling this sarovar of hope, of the waters of our aspirations in the hearts of all the Gaudiyas, right? So of course, we're in Radha Kund right now, right? Shri Rupanuga, Shri Jiv Hriday Tat, say Bhakti Rasamrita Jaladhir Parirakshak. So, Shri Jiva Goswami, who is the follower of Shri Rupa, his heart is like the tata, is like the bank of that Hrit Sarovar that is being filled by Raghunath Das Goswami. Say Bhakti Rasamrita Jaladhir Parirakshak. He is the protector. So the heart of Jiva Goswami, as the Bhagavad Acharya getting teachings from Sanatana Goswami, from Mahaprabhu, is the protector of that ocean of Bhakti Rasa nectar. Evang Śrīdhānta Virodha Anartha Rup Pankila Jala Pravaha Samuhir. And so it exists. It is the boundary around that Radha Kund that keeps away the Śrīdhānta Virodha, anything that is anything that is against proper Siddhanta. And Anartha Rup Pankila Jal, the muddy water of anarthas. So it prevents all those muddy waters from coming in. So just sit back and just think. So everything that Jiva Goswami did was to form a boundary, a bank around that Radha Kund or that Hrit Sarovar of the Gaudiyas, around the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's just like so many layers of imagery and profound truth that it's just Haribol. So Bhaktisiddhānta says,
you only have a few words left. You didn't quite finish.
Oh, Pratisheda Krupe Virajit Rahiyachan. So Pratisheda Krupe, that boundary exists as the Pratishedak, or the Pratished means to forbid or to ward off. So Virajit Rahiyachan, it presides, it is resplendent in that role.
That was all just one sentence.
One sentence, yeah.
My God.
Yeah, it takes a whole article to explain one, one paragraph, one sentence. All right, so can move on.
Yes, yes.
Well, Manjari Didi is going to paint this sentence, so then it'll be much easier for us to understand.
Yes, we need pictures. Shri Rupa, Shri Rupopadishta, Shri Chaitanya, Bhakti, Shri Rupe, Shri Karudbhasita. So the Shri Chaitanya Bhakti, so devotion to Shri Chaitanya, the instructor of Shri Rupa, is resplendent or illuminated by the hands of Shri Rupa. Durgam Sangamani, Jiva Vritti. So the commentary of Jiva, Durgam Sangami. I believe this is a commentary on Vedanta. Pancharatra Mat
That's
Dwangsini
the
Nahe.
commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, Durgam Sangami on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Of course, that makes more sense. Is not, Dwangsini does not contradict or destroy the Pancharatra teaching. Jahara mane karen je Shri Jiva Pancharatrik mater sah virod karibar udeshe Shokra vicharer pradhanya or swakiyavad prabritti stapan karya Shri Rupanugatva Nunadik Parivartit Karyachan. So there are those who think that Shri Jiva went against the Pancharatric teaching. For that purpose, went against the Pancharatric teaching and established the predominance of Shokra vichar, seminal hereditary status, or Swakiyavad prapritis, and established Swakiyavad instead of Parakiyavad, Tapan Kuriya, more or less changed what it means to be a Rupanuga. There are those who think this. Shri Rupa Raghunath Anuga Janagan Tahader Erup Nikrishta Vicharer Pakshapati Nahen. So those who are followers of Shri Rupa Raghunath do not take any part in this sort of heinous conception. Srimat Kabiraj Gosvāmī or Sriman Narottam Prabhu Prapriti Gauḍīya Gani A Grinit Bishvash Rogher Chikitsak. So Shri Kabiraj Gosvāmī and Shri Narottam Prabhu and other Gauḍiyas, other Gauḍiya Acharyas are the doctors to remedy this Grinit, this detestable Vishvas Rog, disease of faith. Manashiksha Bilapkus Manjali Prabriti Shri Rupanugatter Prakrishta Niryas. So Manashiksha Bilapkus Manjali and other writings are the most excellent niryas or nectarious extract of Shri Rupanuganas. Tai boli Śrī Vyāsa-asane vasya Shri Jivanugatte Amadegir Shuddha Jivanugatte Parichay Labh Hauk. Saying that, sitting on the Vyāsasan, may we gain the identity or the parichay, identity, may we gain that identity, become known as following the pure guidance of Shri Jiva Goswami. Our Swaruper Shri Raghunathir Anugatye Vyāsasane Shri Vyāsa-pūjar Udeshe Prakrit Chanchalya Apasarit Hoya Aprakrit Seva Pravritti Uday Hok. And may, by following the guidance of Shri Swarup, Shri Raghunath, and sitting on this Vyāsa-san with the aim of worshipping Vyas, may any mundane restlessness, prakrit chanchalya, be eradicated, and may the tendency or inclination for aprakrit seva arise, transcendental service arise. Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Haite Anit Shri Jiva Ghate. So, in the pot, the water pot that Shri Jiva Goswami had, Shri Jiva Goswami's water pot. Okay, sorry, I got to read this again. Shri Jiva Ghate Swaruper Raghu Dasya Amadigir Kamadi Shara Ripur Anitya Dasya Dasyur. Okay, so Shri Jiva Goswami has a water pot filled from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Swarup Raghunath Raghu Dasya Amadigir. So this servitude to Swarup and Raghu that is contained in the pot of Shri Jiva Goswami, may it rid us of these kamadi ripur, anitya dasya, of servitude to the 6 enemies, kam, krodh, lobh, lust, anger, greed, etc., that are like dacoits, right? So may that what is contained in Shri Jiva Goswami's pot, this servitude to Swarup and Raghu, may it protect us from those dacoits. Amar Salilai Snat. May it bathe us in the nectars of immortality, true immortality. And Pipasar Nivritti Koruk, and may it quench our thirst. Then goes to the first verse of Manashiksha. Guru Goshte Goshtalaishu Sujane Bhusurgane Samantre Srinamni Brajanava Yuvadvanda Sharane Smarane. Says Smarane. Sada Damban Hitva Kuru Ratima Purvang Atitarang Maye Swantar Bratash Chatubhir Abhiyache Dhrita Pada. Śrī Rūpa Gosvāmī, Śrī Chaitanya Devar Nikat Shravan Kale, Tahar Purva Parichaye Dabir Khas Bolia Abhihit Han. So, when Śrī Rūpa Gosvāmī was hearing from Śrī Chaitanya Dev, he'd been previously known as Dabir Khas. Bhakti Swarup Vigyan Tad Anuga Sampraday Tahake Dabir Khas Bolia Na Janiya Shriman Rup Mahaprabhu Katit Śrī Rūp Bolia Janen. So, endowed with the proper understanding and science of the nature of bhakti, his followers do not know him as Dabir Khas, but know him as Śrī Rūpa, which is the name given to him by Shriman Mahaprabhu. Śrī Rūpa Śrī Gaur Sundarer Nikat Bhakti Vishayini Shiksha Labher Abhinay Pradarshan Karen. Śrī Rūpa makes this is another Abhinay, another drama that he enacts of receiving bhakti teachings from Śrī Gaur Sundar, because he is Nitya Siddha, perfected in bhakti, Śrī Rūpa Manjari. Jaha tini shravan kariyachan, what he heard, tahai tahar kripa swarupe, tad anuga sampradaye bhakti rasamrita sindhate adhikar pradan. So whatever he heard, then that is, it takes the form of his mercy in the sampradaya following him. And gives qualification to enter the ocean of bhakti rasamrita. Tini jahar nikat Bhaktisiddhānta labh kariyachin. But he from whom he had received Bhaktisiddhānta, se sambandha tattva Shri Krishnai Shri Chaitanya Rupe, that personification of that sambandha tattva, that relationship, Shri Krishna, in the form of Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Sakar Malik ke Sanatan Vigrahatve Pratishthit kar, and establish Sakar Malik in Sanatan Vigrahatva, in everlasting form. It's interesting, in all of Rupa Goswami's songs, in his Gitavali section of his Stavamala, he has Sanatan in every end of every song, and it's used in this sense, this everlasting, eternal form of the Lord. So Mahaprabhu established Sanatana Goswami in this. Śrī Rūpa Tadjanye Sanatan Prabhu ke Guru Bolya Janayach. And that is why Śrī Rūpa Goswami has referred to Śrī Sanatan Prabhu as Guru. Śrī Raghunathas Goswami Prabhu, therefore, in Vilap Kusmanjali, referred to Śrī Sanatan as Krishna Sambandha Karak, one who creates one's relationship with Krishna. Ukti Korai Śrī Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Tahake. And therefore, Śrī Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu refers to Śrī Sanatana Goswami as Bhaktisiddhānta Acharya. That Bhaktisiddhānta, Śrī Rūpa Karankit Hayya Bhakti Rasamrita Sindur Sandan Daini Sarani Rupe Śrī Rūpanuga Śrī Jivanuga Sampradaya Satvojvala Hriday Uday Karaya Bhakti Rasamrita Sindupan Karaya Chen. So that Bhaktisiddhānta, given by Śrī Sanatana Goswami Pad, Śrī Rūpa Karankit Hayya, marked by the hands of Śrī Rūpa, became a sarani, a path, sandan daini. So sandan is a trace or a clue, an indication. So this path gives some indication. It heads in the direction of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Maybe if you're heading down that path, you can feel some breezes coming from the ocean. So that on this path, this sarani of that Bhaktisiddhānta given by Śrī Sanatana Goswami, Śrī Rūpanuga, Śrī Jivanuga Sampraya Satvojvala Karaya. So that Bhaktisiddhānta has appeared as a path to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ocean, and is causing the satojala hriday, the heart that is radiant with the pure qualities of the Rupanuga and Jivanuga Sampradaya, and is feeding them and distributing to them the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When I'm reading this, I'm thinking of Brihad Bhagavatamrita as one of the main, from Gurudev's classes and things, this path towards that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, with all the tattva, with all the understanding our relationships to everything, all the different demigods, our place in the universe, and which rasa or which devotee serves as the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy, right? What to aspire for, where to focus our relationship. Shri Jiva Goswamir dwara jahara nija nija prakrit swartha siddha karibar yatna karyachin tahara durgam pate branta haya bhakti rasamrita sindhute avagahan karite asamartha hayachin. So those who have tried to fulfill their own ulterior motives through Jiva Goswami, they have just become lost in a very difficult path and are not able to bathe in Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Jara Shri Jiva Goswami ke Shri Rupanuga bolite sankoch bodh karyachin. Those who are hesitant to say that Shri Jiva Goswami is a Rupanuga, tahader Rupanug bolya parichay devarsam, they have no possibility of identifying themselves as Rupanuga, as followers of Rupa Goswami. Evam Shri Das Goswami pradarshit Rupanuga bhajan pranalir anusarane kakone yogyata hoibina. And they will never have the qualification to follow the practice of Rupanuga bhajan as demonstrated by Shri Das Goswami. Shri Das Goswami Prabhur anugatya betit, without the guidance of Shri Das Goswami Prabhu, Shri Jiver anuga ganer gatyantaranai. So the followers of Shri Jiva Goswami have no other place to go. They have no other way forward than to take shelter of the guidance of Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. Sambandha Gyaner Udayi Bhaktir Pravritti Evam Bhaktir Uttarottara Vaishishya Vaichitra Vilas Adi Bhakti Maner Sambandha Gyani Paridarshita Sadhan Karen. Paridarshita Sadhan Kare. So, Udayi, in the appearance or rise of Sambandha Gyan, the tendency, inclination to Bhakti, Bhaktir Pravritti, Evam Bhaktir, and the Uttarotar, the exponentially growing Vaishishya, Vaichitra, Vilas Adi, specialities, unique, wondrous pastimes and growths of that Bhakti. Bhakti Manir Sambandha Gyani Paridarshita Sadhan Kore. So this appearance or this unfolding or blossoming of Sambandha Gyan aims to make the devotee, the Bhaktiman, Paridarshita, make him very expert in Sambandha Gyan. So as Sambandha Gyan grows and unfolds and develops into, takes us higher, maybe into the teachings of Raghunath Das Goswami, etc., and Rupa Goswami, it's the same Sambandha Gyan, or wanting to make us expert in that Sambandha Gyan. Bhagavan Rasamai. The concepts become like persons and they become very personalized. He personifies everything. He makes it very real and alive. Bhagavan Rasamai.
Like how Jiva Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, like they're all completely, it's like they're all connected and they're all necessary and they're all like, just sees. Anyways,
it's like the Akhanda Guru Tattva. It's this perfectly integrated, cohesive unit working all together. It's Bhagavan Maya Rachit Vastute Jai Ras Ache. So the ras, or the flavor or enjoyment that exists in objects wrought by Bhagavan's Maya, Taha Anitya, that is temporary. Ajnana Mandit, it is adorned, so-called adorned, with ajnana, ignorance, and niravichinna anandar pratishedak, and it prevents uninterrupted bliss. Stul Shukshma Upadigrast Anartamay Jeev Vasta Vastu Shri Krishna Sambandha Sanstapane Asamartha Hiya Tahar Sahit Tanmaya Rachit Jara Shakti Parinatir Vaishamya Na Janya Tahate Abhinivishtahan. So jivas who are full of anarthas and in the clutches of gross and subtle designations, body and gross body and subtle body, Vasta Vastu Shri Krishna Sambandha Stapana, they are unable to establish their relationship with Krishna. Tahar Sahit Tanmaya Rachit Jara Shakti Paranit Vaishamya, they don't understand the difference between him and the objects created by Maya, wrought by Maya. Tahate, and so because the natural propensity of the jiva is to be absorbed in Krishna, absorbed in that service, but they can't understand the difference between them, so they're absorbed in Maya. Evam tadrish vibarte patithaya, and this is a vibarta, this is a delusion, right? Vibarta, the example is given mistaking a rope for a snake or a snake for a rope. So they fall into this whirlpool of delusion. Vibarte patithaya, Maya vaichitra rahit avastha kei brahma. So then they think that state of being that is totally devoid of any of these contraptions of Maya or creations of Maya is Brahm. O tahar sahit nirbinna hoa kei abhidheya bolia vichar karyathakin. And they think that their abhidheya or their sadhan, their spiritual practice, should be to merge with that Brahma, to become identical to that Brahma. Kehova vivarte patit hoya jada bhogir prabhu rupe nijendriya dwara swiya anartamay avasthar pariparshan karen. Some fall into that vivarta, that delusion, and try to just grow their position as the master of material enjoyment through their own senses in a state that is, they're just totally embroiled by vices, by anartha. E dui prakar abhaktir anushtan, these two performance of abhakti, non-bhakti. Bhakti sarup hoite sapurna pratak, they are completely separate from the true nature of bhakti. Rasamai bhakti niras va viras jatiya parinam dvaye kakani parichit hanna. So rasamai bhakti can never be identified as either of its two perversions. Niras, no ras, or viras, lower, actual distasteful ras. Jiver swarup bodha bhave bhukti or mukti kono samay prayojan tattva rupe pratibhat hai. So when the jiva is not aware of his true identity, then at times bhukti and mukti seem to be the prayojan. Abar kono samay bhaktir sarup bhoder abhave bhakti ke sadhan janiya mukti va bhukti ke sadhya gyan kare. Or other times, not understanding the nature of bhakti, they think that bhakti is the sadhan to achieve mukti or bhukti. Prakrit prastavi, in reality, should the jiva, the pure jiva, bhajan bale, by the strength of bhajan, knows that bhakti and mukti are not his goals. Tadigir prabhu hoya parameshwaryamay bhaktir paricharyay tadigge nyukta karen. So they, by the strength, the jiva's strength of bhajan, the strength given to him by performing bhajan, understands that bhakti and mukti are not his goals. He becomes actually their masters. Tadir prabhuhaya parameshwaryamay bhaktir parichaya. And then he becomes engaged in the service of bhakti that has supreme aishwarya, parameshwaryamay. Bhaktir paricharak rupe karma or jnaner adhishtan, karma or jnaner dasi rupe kadapi shuddha bhaktir adhishtan thakite parina. So the foundations of karma and jnana, karma and jnana are founded they're based in service. That is where they are meant to be, in service to bhakti. Karma or jnana dasi rupi kadapi shuddha bhakti adhishtan Bhakti can never, Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti, can never be a servant to karma and gyan. Right? The queen cannot become a maidservant. Karmer vairasya or jnanir nirasata rasamai bhaktir pratikule avastit. So the distastefulness of karma and the lack of rasa or flavor in jnana is completely opposite to bhakti. Bhakti rasamrita sindhu grante bhaktir swarup nirnay anukul krishna anushilana kathari pradhanya. The predominant topic in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the text of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is in defining the nature of bhakti, the discussion on Anukula Krishna Anushilana, favorable cultivation of activities for the pleasure of Krishna. Gauna Bhave, A Pradhanyar Samartan Janya Pratikul Bhav Samuher Nished Okti Varanit Ache. Secondarily, in order to support this predominance, there are many statements prohibiting various pratikul bhavs, or unfavorable moods. Krishnir anukul anushilan vichare Vishnur vibhinna sebya prakash samuha Krishnir angshik vaibhav prakash kare. So Vishnu's various manifestations, sebya prakash samuha, they manifest Krishna's, some aspects of Krishna's opulence, his majesty. And this goes to serve Krishna's, the favorable cultivation of devotional service to Krishna. Krishnir prabhutta or vibhutra apaharan kariya je prapanchik buddhi vritti chanchalye jiver asurak bhav samuher uday hoy. So there's this restlessness of the material conception, material intelligence, that tries to steal Krishna's status as Lord and Master. And this gives rise to the various demoniac mentalities, asura bhavs. Tate abhaktiri swarup parilakshat. That is where we see the form of abhakti, non-bhakti. Tajjanya pratikul Krishna anushilan vishay anarthamay vivartavadi jeev apanake nirbeda brahm anusandan rat kariya thale tole. That is why the jivas who are full of anarthas, or deluded, vivartavadi jivas, by this pratikul Krishna anushilan, this unfavorable cultivation of Krishna consciousness, this drives them to become absorbed in the impersonal Brahman. Sutarang Prabhu or Bhakta Roop Sebya Sebak Bhav Rahitye Je Durgati Upasthit Hoy. So this Durgati, this very pitiable destiny, it arises when there is a lack of the mood or understanding of the relationship between Sebya and Sevak, master and servant, between the Lord and his devotees. Tad jatiya vikrit vastu dharana Krishner pratikul anushilan paryaye pradhanya labh kare. So conceptions like that, they are predominantly in the category of pratikul anushilan, unfavorable anushilan, not anukul anushilan. Prapanche prakatit kanksa jarasandadi dushprabittir avatar sumuha bhakti rahit haya bhukti mukti ke prayojan jnane je pratikul. So the Kamsa and Jarasandha are being referred to here as avatars of various inimical tendencies, dushpravrittis, and devoid of bhakti. They think bhukti and mukti are their goals, and they engage in a pratikul Krishna anushilan. All right, so there's one more page. I'm like, my brain is actually starting to get fried. I cannot deal with the Shabda Brahm.
No, Śrīvāsa, if you want to continue tomorrow, you can. You can finish now, but if you want to continue tomorrow, also we could continue tomorrow. It's up to you.
I'm just running out of steam a little bit. It's getting very
amazing
dense.
You've been able to go on this long, like with
But he goes on to, as far as I remember, it's a deep dive into the process of bhakti, sadhan bhakti, bhav bhakti, talking about this different stages of shraddha and bhakti ras. Yeah. And then he wraps this all up into an offering to Śrī Vyāsa-dev. Should we power through?
How much is left? Maybe do you want someone else to read for a few minutes?
Madhukar?
I couldn't translate that. No.
Okay, well, let's just take a moment.
Is she still there, Rukmini Didi?
But Śrīvāsa, one thing is, like, I was just thinking tomorrow is what is it? It's Prabodhananda Sarasvatī Thakur's disappearance day, and you've been focused on Prabodhananda Sarasvatī for a very long time now.
Yeah.
Like, you translated like a whole long thing. I'm not sure. Would you like to maybe you could give a synopsis of this article tomorrow and then finish it off, and then you could also share something about Prabodhananda Sarasvatī, or I don't know.
I just need your blessings to just finish off this last.
Let's get to it now.
You just give me your blessing.
How much is left? Let's finish. I definitely want to hear the end. You said that he does a prayer to Vyāsadev. We got to hear that today.
Yeah, it's the last page.
Just one more page. This is dense Bhakti Tattva ongoing. So we were just talking about Kamsa and Jarasandha incarnations.
Here, but fading.
Okay. So they are engaging in Pratikul Krishna Anushilan. Taha Purva Kathit Nirbheda Brahm Anusandhaner Paryaye Prapanche Avataran Matram. So they are simply incarnations of this pursuit of this impersonal Brahma in this material platform. Interesting, huh? And then they end up going back there, right? Entering the Brahma Jyoti. Guru Goshta Dhamavasi Vaishnav Brahman Nam Kirtan O Mantro Charan Anukul Bhave Brajanava Yuva Dwandar Seva Korite Pare Ar Pratikul Bhave Sebya Hoibar Pipasai Tat Tad Vastur Krishna Sevan Bhave Viparit Pratikul Avaraner Prakar Bhed Shishti Kare. So, so Guru, the Goshta, the Dhamavasis, the Vaishnavas, the Brahmins, Nam Kirtan, and reciting our mantras in a favorable mood. In this way, we can serve the Brajanavyudanda, the divine couple of Braj. And Pratikul Bhavye, and the desire to become the object of service. Tattad Vastur Krishna Sevan Bhaver Vipurit Pratikul Avaran Prakar. So there's these two divisions. There's these two divisions created between the Anukul and the Pratikul. Serving Guru, the Vaishnavas, the Dham, everything, the Radha and Krishna. And then there's the Pratikul side of wanting to become the object of that service. Pratikul Avaraner Prakar. And then this is a covering. Anukul Anushilankari Vastu Saptak. Okay, so these 7 objects, these 7 things mentioned in that verse are to help us with our Anukul Anushilankari Vastu, Saptak. Bhagavad Bhaktir Sahai, they aid in Bhagavad Bhakti. Abar Damba Asya, but then pride comes, Asya E Vastu Saptaker, Vastav Vichar Ki Avrit, and covers our proper conception of these 7 things. Karya Adhyakshik Darshane Karma Gyanadir Pate Laya Gya Vipatgami Kare. And this covering, this pride covers our perception and takes us onto the misguided path of karma and gyan, etc. Sadhana Bhakti, Rasodayar Purva Vastithir Namantar. So sadhana bhakti is a prior state to the arousal of rasa, Namantar. Arthat uha raser prag uday bhav matra. In other words, it is the prag uday, the just almost like the dawn, just pre-dawn phase of rasa. Rasodaye bhakti ar sadhana bhakti name parichit na hoya. So when rasa then arises, bhakti is no longer known as sadhan bhakti, but it becomes known as bhav bhakti. Sthai bhav rati prakale shraddha name parichit. So the in the earliest stages, the sthai bhav rati is known as shraddha. Sthai bhaver sahit samagri chatushtayir sammelane ras odai. Mixing that sthai bhav with 4 types of ingredients creates rasa. Samagri rahit asamilit ratir prag darshane sadhan paryay amra shraddha. Arthat chit sahitye sudrida vishwas dikite pai. So when that rati is not mixed with those 4 ingredients, in its earliest phases, in the category of sadhan, then we see it as shraddha, or as very firm faith in chit sahitya, in spiritual literature. Jahara jada sahitya aprakritir vivarta darshane pramata. Those who are intoxicated, deluded, seeing transcendence in material jada literature, tahara jara lankarikir avarane pratare. They're deceived by the coverings that the mundane ornamentation or embellishment or language provides. Hoya agya bhakta hoyao apanadikke prakrit bhaktipray ganana karen. So people become deceived sometimes by mundane literature, and they think themselves to be real devotees. Bhakti rasamrita sindute abagahan bhave tathashta jiv anug ampanar rupanug parichay bolia. Oh my God. Did you see what he did there? Tatastha jiv anunug. But this is not the tatastha jiva that we are. This is the tatastha jiva that Śrī Jiva Goswami is, standing on the bank of that Radha Kund.
Oh my God, bringing it all the way back to that.
So, because they lack having bathed, they haven't bathed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Tatastha jivanug apanar rupanuga parichay bhuliya gya. So they've forgotten their so it's okay, he's referring to the so-called followers of Jiva Goswami who've forgotten their actual identity as followers of Rupa Goswami because they haven't bathed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Shri Rupanuga Swaruper Ragur Anugatya Hoite Nitikale. They are forever cheated or deprived of the guidance of Shri Swarup's Raghu, Raghunath Das Goswami. Ebang Rupanuga Ganer Charane Aparadkar, and they make offenses at the feet of the Rupanugas. Etadrish Badajiv, these kinds of Badajivas, Atma Vritti Bhaktir Sandan, they cannot find any trace or clue, indication of the inclination of the soul, of bhakti. By Kakunova Shri Jiver Virod. Sometimes they oppose Shri Jiv. Kakunova Rupanuga Raghunathir Virod Kare, and sometimes Rupa and Raghunath. Vaishnaver.
All throughout, he always pairs Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami together like that.
Yeah.
They're just like one entity almost.
Vaishnaver Pakshapat Dosh Ache Janiya Tahader Vivarta Upastit Hoy. They think that Vaishnavas are, they have this Pakshapat Dosh, that Vaishnavas are partial. They become deluded like this. E Bhranti Tadike Shirupanuga Dharma Yajner Argal Surupe Bada Den. This prevents them from performing, from practicing spiritual life under the guidance of the Rupanugas or Śrī Rupa Goswami. Kakono Krishnetar Abhilash, Kakono va Subhog Tatparya Karamavaran. So sometimes they experience desires that are totally unrelated to Krishna. Kakono va Swabhog Tatparya Karamavaran. Sometimes they become covered in karma, which is just directed at achieving their own enjoyment. Swatyag tatparya parapachanda bodhavad va mayavad bhaktir sandhani badade, or the covert Buddhism or Mayavad, which is focused on this renunciation. Also, this interrupts their search for bhakti. Bhakti ras taral. So bhakti ras is fluid. It is not dry like the material rasa. Right? Nitya ras samudra kshainai. The ocean of eternal ras, it never dries up. Evam taha sankirna jalashay matanan. It is not some ordinary body of water, and not some limited body of water. Bhajaniya vastu parimit rajyer dravya vishesh nahe. The object of our worship is not something of this limited material realm. Tahar sevamrita sindhu. Therefore, the nectar of service to him, the ocean of nectar of service to him, is the aparimit, the immeasurable, boundless Vaikuntha rasa samudra, Vaikuntha ocean of rasa. Bhava roga kranta bhoktra jiv. So jiva is absorbed in sense gratification, afflicted by this disease of material existence. Anartha mukta hoya, become free from anarthas. Bhakti rasamrita sindhute avagahan karite parilei. Only if they can become free from anarthas and bathe in this ocean of bhakti rasa amrita. Tahar sarvartha siddhi kartal gat hoy. Only then can all the perfection that they desire come within their reach. Karma gyan adir avaran va anya bilash rup swechacharyer apabhyavahar samuha bhakti patir kantak rupe samagat haina. So the coverings of karma, gyan, etc., or the anyabilash type wanton behavior, this misuse actually of their independence, then no longer presents as thorns on the path of bhakti. Jahader purva dushkriti karme bhakti rasamrita sindhute abagahan koribar ruchi hoinai. Those who do not have taste in bathing in the ocean of bhakti rasamrita, due to their previous misdeeds, tahara shri rupanugir daya rupalabdhi korite paranai janite. We must understand that they simply do not have, they simply cannot appreciate the mercy of the followers of Shri Rupa Goswami. Shri Damodar Swaruper Kathit Dayanidhi, Shri Gaur Sundar Bhakta Bhav Angikar Kariya. Say Bhakti Samudra Shobha Pradarshan Karaivar Jannai Senapati Shirupukhe Pratikul Anushilankari Janaganer Kalyana Vidhanartha Śrī Vyāsa-asani Upavishta Karyacharan. So, the ocean of mercy, Shri Gaur Sundar, he adopted the mood of a bhakta, of a devotee, to demonstrate the beauty of this ocean of bhakti. And this was described by Sri Swarupa Damodar Goswami. And it was for this purpose that he appointed his general, Sri Rupa Goswami. It was for the benefit of those who are doing pratikula anushilan, who are going against bhakti in many ways. It was for this purpose, to show them the beauty of the ocean of bhakti, that Mahaprabhu put Rupa Goswami on the Vyasa-san. Shri Rupanuga Janaganai Srimad Bhagavater Punaravriti Karite Samartha. Only the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami are able to reiterate Srimad Bhagavatam, Punaravriti. Not just recite, but actually almost like Punaravriti has this sense that it's like reincarnating the Bhagavatam. Abhakta Janer Kathit Maya Marichika Kakhani Bhakti Rasamrita Sindur Patir Sandan Diti Parina. So the Maya Marichika, the mirage of Maya that is spoken by the non-devotees when they speak Bhagavatam, that mirage can never show us the path to the ocean of Bhakti Ras. Tajjanya Vidyavadu Jivan Shri Krishna Sankirtane Rupanugattai Ekmatra Pat. The only path to that ocean of Bhakti Rasa nectar is to follow the guidance of Rupa Goswami and perform Shri Krishna Kirtan, which is the life of the goddess of knowledge. Paravidya Shabde Bhakti Udishtha. So bhakti is referred to in this word paravidya, superior knowledge, supreme knowledge. Say bhakti labir icha koriya adya Śrī Vyāsa pramukh guru ganer charane upasthit hoishe. We have arrived here at the feet of the gurus led by Śrī Vyāsa today with a desire to attain that bhakti, which is paravidya. Tahara amar abhakti Maru Ridaye Kripavari Sechan Kariya Tahader Nitya Dasrube Garana Kariya Adhikardin. May they irrigate our desert, bhaktiless desert hearts with the water of their mercy, and count us as their eternal servants, and give us this qualification. Shri Chaitanya Dever Kathit Mahabhagavat Lakshaner Katha Smarang Koriya Ami Bhujite Chi Je. So, remembering the characteristics of a Mahabhagavat, as spoken by Mahaprabhu, I am understanding that Jahare Dekhile Mukhe Aise Krishna Nam Tahake Janiyo Tumi Vaishnava Pradhan. So, know that person whom you see and you start to chant the name of Krishna, know that person to be most exalted Vaishnava. Apnara Sakalei Tahai Achen, you are all that. You are all that caliber of Vaishnava. Bolia Amake Adya Śrī Vyāsa-archaner Adhikar, and you have given me today the qualification to worship Śrī Vyāsa. E Adhikar Daner Vinimay Apanader Nyay Mahabhagavarat Anantakal Dase Nyukta Thakibo. In order to repay you for giving me this qualification to serve Śrī Vyāsadeva, I have to remain forever engaged for all eternal time in service to you Mahabhagavatas.
Is him referring to his disciples?
Yes.
Wow.
What disciples? They were all Mahabhagavatas. Ajanya Anya Kono Betan Amar Prarthaniya Nahe. I do not require any other stipend, any other salary. This is the only thing I require. Parisheshe Pratinivedane, in conclusion, in Pratinivedan. So they were making nivedans, prayers, entreaties, supplications, and this is his Pratinivedan, is a nivedan in response. Amar Bhaktavya, what I wish to say is that apanadigir mahatter parichayak je sakal vyakhya amar udeshya katit hoiche. So all the things you said to glorify me, tahate prapanchik vichare amar kono yogyata nai. I have no qualification to by worldly material standards or understanding. Bolia e sakal ukti, all these statements, Shri Gurudas Sutre amar purva ganer prapya bole. As a servant of Shri Guru, as Shri Gurudas, I understand that all these statements are for my Guru Varga, my previous Guru Varga. So that's how I accept them. Grahan Purvakta Shri Charan Kamalai Samar, and I offer it to them. I offer all those statements all your glorifications of me, I offer to them. Bahi Pragya Chalit Hoya E Vani Samuha Atmasat Korite Amar Kono Samartyanai. I have no capacity to assimilate or take for my own these Vani, these words that you uttered. If I were to, I would be driven by extroversion and aversion to Krishna. Bahi Pragya. Jehetu Prabhur Adeshe Trinadapi Sunich Kshina Shariri Ami Etadrisha Gurubhar Bahane Anipun. And that is why I am Anipun, I am not skilled at bearing this weight of being a guru. I'm Kshina Shariri, I am very weak-bodied. And Trinadapi, and as per Mahaprabhu's order, I am lower than a blade of grass. Sutarang E Sakal Kata Shrimad Guru Tattver Udeshe Prerang Korabyatit Amar Argatantra. I have nothing else to do. I have no other option but to send all these topics, all these statements towards the Guru Tattva, to direct them all towards Srimad Guru Tattva. Bhavata mahata samarpitam nahi dhartum prabhavami bhaibhavam uchitam guruveham adyatam subarakaha pranayat samarpaye. Nahi dhartum prabhavami bhaibhavam. Yeah, I can't quite translate that. I can just pick out various words. Adyatam subarakam pranayat samarpaye. I want to run that through ChatGPT and get a translation, but I'll do that later.
Rukmini Didi might be able to, but it's very late for her. She's probably fading away right now. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's Sanskrit, but yeah, it's Uchitang.
Can you see it?
Guruve hung. So Guruve aham. Unto Guru I adya today tung that subaraka pranayat, out of pranaya, out of affection, samarpaye, I offer. So this is what I should do. Uchitang, this is what should be done. Toward the Guru today, I should. The Subaraka, I'm not quite sure.
Baraka rupopi. That's Rupa Goswami uses that word. It's like it's a self-denigrating term as far as I understand.
Oh, I see. So ahang subaraka.
Pitiable, miserable wretches.
Okay, I, this wretch, completely offer out of pranay. I mean, pranay is a kind of a affection. I should offer that to Guru now. That was the second line. Wait, should I have done the first line first?
No, I think that was perfect. Now the second line.
Okay. Oh, I do not have the capacity to hold this opulence that you, speaking very respectfully, you all great persons have offered.
Yeah, that's it.
Haribol. Wow. So everybody who's still here, let's see who's all here. Wow, there's 8 people watching still on YouTube and Facebook, plus a few devotees here on Zoom still. So if anybody wants to read the translated article when Śrī Vyāsa gets around to that, go to bigdrum.us, and then click subscribe. And then once Śrī Vyāsa translates this, you'll get it in your inbox. And you can read it on a little bit.
And I will. I did translate it once before. I can't find it right now. Hopefully I find it again, or I'll do it again. And
oh my goodness. Yeah, such an effort it must have been to translate this and then do it again.
Anushilan, just got to keep doing Anushilan.
Manjari has her hand raised. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought she was just saying
hi. Haribol. Just I was wondering, it was saying how Sthāyi Bhav first is present as Shraddha without those 4 ingredients. The 4 ingredients are what? Anubhav, Vibhav, Vabhichari Bhav. That?
I believe you know better than me. Yeah. I was trying to remember what those were.
He didn't mention them though, right? I wasn't sure if I spaced out or if
he didn't mention them. No, he just referred to the ingredients of rasa.
Right, which, okay, got it. And then, so you said you already translated this, but you'll have to find it again, hopefully.
Well, my computer was failing, so I translated it on another computer. And then before I left India, I uploaded it to Google Drive, but I can't find it. And Manjula find it on the computer that I left there in India, so I don't know where it went.
Could we just recap let's just recap the analogy of, so first of all, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Bhakti Swarup, which he gave to Sri Rupa Goswami. He is that Bhakti Swarup. And he is the Krishna Sambandha, which he gave to Sri Sanatana Goswami. Then Rupa Goswami's, what he got from Mahaprabhu was reflected into the heart of Raghunath Das Goswami, who expanded this unlimited reservoir of Bhakti Ras. Is that correct? And then
he keeps feeding that reservoir,
he keeps feeding that reservoir. And then from Sanatana Goswami's heart, what he got from Mahaprabhu was reflected and manifested into the heart of Sri Jiva Goswami, who expanded it as the border protecting that reservoir, or the tata, right? The boundary meaning containing, protecting and containing around this unlimited reservoir. Is that the essence of it? Did I get it?
And then that what's in that reservoir is the essence of Bhagavatam, or the essence of the Vedas, which came from Narasimhadev in the heart of Brahma through Vyas, through Sarasvatī, and come down to us. And that's why we're worshiping Vyas. But our real worship, our best worship, is to be able to really enter or follow, do kirtan in the guidance, under the guidance of the Rupanugas, and try to taste that reservoir there.
You're saying that's the essence of the Vyasa-pūjā.
That's the argya. That's my understanding, is that's the argya also.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. And then what was the essence of the prayer to Vyasadeva at the end? Could you
I misspoke there, but he basically just, it wasn't a direct prayer to Vyasadeva, but it was saying that he's forever indebted to his disciples for giving him the qualification to worship Vyasadeva. And what Mahaprabhu had said, that whoever causes you to chant Krishna's name is the most exalted Vaishnava. So he's like, so therefore I understand all of you are the most exalted Vaishnavas, and I'm indebted to you forever. And I have no qualification to receive your glorification. I'm only passing it up, onwards towards the Guru Parampara, because really I have no qualification to accept it.
Okay. Thank you. Beautiful.
It's good to have a recap. Thank you for that. It's great. Wow.
So, I'm amazed that you were able to go on for so long. Also, like my brain would have fried out after I don't know, half an hour.
I had translated it once before, so that helps.
Okay, that made it easier. Okay. So yeah, Śrī, you can think about, you don't need to decide now if you don't want to, but tomorrow's going to be Prabodhananda Sarasvatī Thakur's disappearance day. And so if you'd like to do something for Prabodhananda Sarasvatī, since that's been your focus time.
Yeah, we could summarize it's like a book now, basically, the article about Prabodhananda Sarasvatī, but we could summarize the main points, some main points.
Okay, cool. So I'll set that up for tomorrow. I hope everybody's able to come back for that. And I think for Sanatana Goswami Pad, I'm going to this evening at 9 p.m. India time. I'll go live to read maybe from Srila Bhakti Ballabhatita Goswami Maharaj, Sri Chaitanya and his associates, and anything else about Sanatana Goswami by Sanatana Goswami. I think there's articles by my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pad. We'll just have a Sanatana Goswami Pad session. That will be at 9 p.m. India. My time here in India. So if anybody wants to join that. But once again, I just want to, if anybody here hasn't already subscribed to bigdrum.us, I highly recommend you go there right now, subscribe, and then you'll receive all these transcendental jewels that Śrī Vyāsa has been sharing, translating and sharing with us.
I think I'll post that Vyasa-pūjā article by Gurudev today. I'll edit it a little bit and and post
Okay,
that.
so if you want to get that Vyasa-pūjā article, go right now. bigdrum.us. All right. All right. I'll do, we can end with I'll just do a very short Mahamantra and then we can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Would you like to do Jaidwani?
Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Radha Raman Bihari Radha Govind Gopinath Madan Mohan Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Vyasa Purnima ki Jai. Shri Vyasadeva ki Jai. Shri Vyasanuga Guru Parampara ki Jai. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज की जय. लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. सपार्षद जय गुरु शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. महाभागवत प्रवर श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय. सप्तम गोस्वामी सच्चिदानंद शिला भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय. वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय. गौरी वेदांत आचार्य श्री बलदेव विद्याभूषण प्रभु की जय. श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय. नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्रय की जय. श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय. श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय. श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ शर गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय. श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय. श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन पाठ मंडल धाम की जय. राधा कुंज श्याम कुंज यमुना गंगा भक्ति तुलसी देवी की जय. सर्वाभिष्ट प्रदाता श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय. भक्ति विघ्न विनाशंकारी श्री नृसिंह भगवान की जय. भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र सुदर्शन चक्र जू की जय. श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. चारि धाम चार्याचार्य चारि संप्रदाय की जय. आकार मठराज श्री चैतन्य मठ की जय. श्री केशव जी गौड़िया मठ की जय. श्री रूप सनातन गौड़िया मठ की जय. अन्य अन्य शुद्ध भक्ति प्रचार केंद्र समूह की जय. त्रिभुवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. समागत ऑनलाइन भक्त वृंद की जय. श्रीताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. वंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो. Thank you very much.
All right, see you all either this evening or tomorrow for Prabodhananda Sarasvatī Thakur. And pranams Shri Vyasa Prabhu, Manjari Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, Rukmini Didi. My God, it must be very late for you there, Rukmini Didi. Vidya Lalasa Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Rasapriya Didi, Amit Dandekar, Vrinda Didi, and a bunch of other devotees. I see there are 8 devotees there on YouTube and Facebook. Pranams to all of you. And yeah, see you soon. Hari Bol. Wow, this is a 3 hour, 10-minute program. That's pretty awesome. I'm very impressed, Srivas. Anyways, all right, I'm not going to fuck you up. All right, Hari Bol. Dandavat pranams. See you.